Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali, my apologies. I thought that I was already live and I was playing some nice, catchy music to start it off with. So I am definitely. Oops, and let me mute that. Music to start it off with. So there we go. So greetings to anyone who comes on in. My apologies. I'm not a professional at this. I do the best I can. But it is the wisdom that and the knowledge that's in here. If it's something that you can understand and take in, that's a beautiful thing. As far as our comment here, the departure, I've had people wonder what we mean by saying the departure. As Muslims, you don't just come out and say somebody gonna die, but we all gonna die. That's just the fact. And our beloved Minister Farrakhan, one day he's not going to be with us. That is a terrible thing for me to contemplate, because I think of this man like my father, even though he's not, but he has guided me to just an essence of me, and so much that I can talk about after my king has just laid it out. He's got so much to share with you, and thereby let me just get to his PowerPoint presentation and introduce him. He's taking over. This is his broadcast.
Peace. Peace, family. We're trying to be respectful of the time, because unlike a lot of black folk, a lot of black folks don't like to start on time. All right? And we trying to start on time. We start a new current, start on time based on the time that we're dealing with today anyway, on the clocks, which we know are not accurate as far as our time, because we're on a different schedule. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and galactically, solarly, lunar time. We have all different types of times we're dealing with, all right? In your body, simultaneously. You're dealing with all these different clocks, all right? And when your clock is out of alignment, that's why you're out of alignment. That's why that's why getting yourself in alignment is so important via diet, mental, physical, and spiritual, proper diet, all right? Now, the title of let me talk about this. I didn't really know what kind of energy I was going to come with. Am I going to go hard? I'm going to go soft? And I go, what I want to do. So I'm just going to flow. All right. Because this is something I've been thinking about for a minute and wondering what can happen, what can't happen. Things like, it's inevitable. Everybody's going to pass on from this mortal coil. We say departure because Muslims, we don't speak of the righteous as being dead. All right. We don't say that. Oh, he died. No, if you die, if you lose your life in Allah's way, working for the advancement of your people, you're never dead. All right. You can depart this plane of existence. In the 5%, we say you go back to the essence. We don't say they died. We said he went back to the essence from which he was formed. All right. Because we know the body is a vessel which houses us. All right. This is how we interact with reality through these bodies. All right. And if you don't take care of the body, even if you do take care of the body, it's going to age out. You're going to age out eventually. It's like high school. You're going to age out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be here no more. Time's up. Some people age out because everybody they came in with is gone. So they don't want to be here no more. So they leave. All right. But we're talking about the minister. What made me bring up this subject matter in and of itself is because he went and announced that on this next Sunday, February 27th, he's going to do his Savior's Day lecture, and it's called Swan Song. So since he started that, let's go deal with the Swan Song now. That's all right. True. I think it's right on time. That's true. All right. Now, what is a Swan Song? Yo, I done went and made a PowerPoint presentation, so I don't do that. Yeah, I don't do that. I just I really don't do that. I really don't need a PowerPoint presentation, but I don't want you looking at a blank screen necessarily while I do it. And then it's mostly just images on there. It's not like you're going to have to read. All right. You're not going to have to read. And I'm not going to.
You have to read.
Exactly. And I'm not going to be reading you a PowerPoint presentation. I can just send you a PowerPoint presentation. You can read it yourself. I wouldn't do that. All right. But this is the only thing that requires reading, because since he used the term swan song, what the hell is a swan song? A final compositional performance given before dying or retirement. What's the origin of swan song? The term swan song originates from the legend. It's a Greek legend, by the way, that swans are mute, but right before they die, they sing a beautiful song. Right before their death. It's like their death song. All right. Now, I think that's appropriate because the minister we know is a musician and an artist. So he has compositions and he gives performances. He's given performances in his life. So him choosing the term swan song is not a Freudian slip. All right. He chose it on purpose.
Yes, he's a very purposeful man.
Yeah. So he says this is going to be his final. He's assuming this is going to be one of his final addresses to the nation. I mean, to the public at large, probably not the Nation of Islam, but to the public at large. The minister's over 80 years now, 80 some odd years old now. His health is deteriorated. All right. Let's keep it real. He went through the cancer thing and that messed him up because he didn't have proper help. Honestly speaking, he didn't have the right people around him to help him avoid the drama that he went through for that prostate cancer. All right. Because we can't be going to the enemy or using the enemy's methods and techniques on our bodies. We can't do that. All right. Those techniques are mostly made for them. All right. They know how to heal you up when you get shot in the head. All right. When you got your throat slashed and they can stitch you up. They can do stuff like that. But stuff you do to yourself by bad habits and bad eating, they can't help you with that.
I think it's just a blessing, those radiation seeds that they put in him.
Yeah. That can't help you. Well, you ain't putting it well. We'll get to that. All right. By the way, these are all most of these are my photographs. My name's at the bottom of them. I took these. All right. So I just wanted to get you an idea of that. I'm talking from experience. I'm around. All right. I'm not on the outside looking in. I'm on the inside looking out. In a lot of ways, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to do this from an insider's perspective because it ain't no inside information to give you because the feds done got all the damn information. What I'm going to give you? The feds got all the information. They got more information than I got about what's going on. So this ain't no insider information. All right. So let's not even look at it that way. Don't even get it twisted.
But you have firsthand.
Like I said, as this is almost like an anthropological study.
Okay.
All right. What's the anthropologist do? He goes to the area. He lives with the natives. He studies the natives. All right. He tries to learn their ways of communication.
Right.
You know what I mean? He tries to win the confidence of the family. I mean, it's not like I don't look at it from a spy aspect. I'm just looking at it that way. But I was a believer, so it ain't no problem. But I'm just saying, for y'all, this is more like an anthropological study of the Nation of Islam and where it can go. Let's look at it that way. Like anthropology is not a science, though. It's just observation. So don't get it twisted. Most of the stuff you think is science is not. Mathematics is not a science. Mathematics is a language. All right. So a lot of stuff you think is science ain't even science. They just use the term. All right. Because there is a logical aspect of it. There's an objective and a subjective aspect of most sciences, actually. And most any opinion is a subjective and an objective side to it also. But
I'm going to do a sound check. I'll be right.
Yes, but the key is that we are trying to understand where we go next. The Nation of Islam is an important part of Black folk in the United States of America. All right, big important part. And I think a good way to analyze that is to look at some of the successes that the brother minister has had. All right, the biggest success, of course, is bringing the nation back to prominence after it was left for dead by the children of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Literally, they left it for dead. All right, they want to move away from that type of philosophy, that type of thinking, that way of understanding Islam. They moved away from it. And Brother Minister, as well as others, he's not the only one that upheld the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, just that he is the most well-known and the most successful in a lot of ways, in many ways, all right? So that was around 79, I believe, 78, when he started to resurrect the Nation of Islam. And at the beginning, it was rough. He had to go hat in hand, basically, to all the community groups, all right, and try to help them. Basically, he went around to different community groups and made connections, made alliances, because he wanted to rebuild the teachings, all right. And they had forums that he could go in and speak to our people from. So he literally did what you would call the Chitlin circuit, all right, traveling around the country, left from to and fro, fore and aft, teaching the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. All right, teaching the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, looking for the believers who would follow, who would join him, looking for people that would join him in rebuilding the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. One of the greatest successes he had was actually Madison Square Garden in 1985, when over 50,000 people showed up. But that was a lecture. But the people tend to forget, one of the greatest victories that the nation had on Honorable Elijah under Minister Farrakhan was the power products. He actually, the leadership of the Nation of Islam secured monies, secured supplies, and tried to put together an economic system for the believers called the power products. All right. So you see on this table on the right-hand side in the corner is shampoo, lotion, conditioner. All right. I think we had deodorant. These were all called power products. Wow. And every believer had access to buy them and sell them to the community. That was around 86, 87. Yeah, the power product. It was called power products. Wow. All right. That was a brilliant idea, because you got to have an economic aspect to whatever you do. All right. I thought it was brilliant. I sold power products. I sold tons of power products. Right?
Wow. So it was actually,
it was, dude, we did it. That's right. That's something we did. That's something we offered. Those are not dummies on that table. That's stuff we were selling.
You snap little phones.
No, those not empty boxes. You know how they put empty boxes on the shelf? No. That's real stuff. Wow. That's what we were selling.
I never even saw that.
Yeah, man. We were selling power products up the wazoo. But what happened? Hate, greed, lust, envy.
No.
And of course, sabotage.
No.
Yes, they sabotaged the program. Yeah. They sabotaged the program inside and out. All right. Greedy people on the inside taking more than they're supposed to take from what the believers handed in. All right. Of course, the government was going to actively work against you. That's their duty. They don't want to see you rise up and be independent, so they're going to work against you as best they can. All right. So they went to the suppliers and made them offers they couldn't refuse, and people started saying, we can't make it here, and we can't make it there, and we can't make it here. And yeah, so that's what happened. Damn. So that was actually a great idea that fell to the wayside. But like I said, that's still a great template to use if you want to have an organization, though. See, the thing about culture, when you have a culture, you have economics. Because your culture means that only people that practice your culture can provide certain things that are needed by your culture.
Right.
All right. So in a nation, they have a culture. They have a bean pie. They have bean soup. All right. They have the newspaper. These are things, they have the tapes of them. These are things that only they can provide. Right. So in that culture, they have an economic foundation. That's why the white folks want you to practice American culture. Because that gives them an economic foundation. They make money off of you. See, when you have a culture, you can generate capital.
I know in Japan and all Asian countries, when they were first taking in imported American goods, they were like, this will not suit Japanese or Chinese ways of doing things.
Absolutely.
And so they just would study it, break it apart, and then rebuild it.
They rebuild it for them.
Yeah.
But even in spite of all that technology, especially in Japan, they keep their handmade, their craft culture.
That's true. You're right.
They keep their pottery going.
They give them.
They keep their ceremony. They keep their tea service going. They keep their culture going in spite of their Western civilization change in a lot of ways. They try to keep their culture going.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how they keep it. Though Japan is doing bad economically, but that's another story.
Yeah,
that's dealing with white folks. They messed that part
moans up. From the
all right,
world.
yeah, they messed that part up. Yeah, so yeah, that was a great victory. Another great victory. Brother Minister Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, in the early days was to stop the killing tour. No, nobody else. Remember, nobody was going around to our communities telling us about this violence back in the 80s and the 70s, but the brother minister. Let's keep it real. They might have had some local dudes, but nobody was crisscrossing the country saying stop the killing and telling you what you can do to stop the killing. All right, and talking to the brothers in the street. You know what I'm saying? To get them to learn to love themselves. Like, yo, this is a powerful thing that went on.
Right, it was.
That stopped the killing thing. And quiet as kept, we lowered crime rates across the country. Never got no credit for it.
And that was the last thing they wanted.
Lowered crime rates across the country, got no credit for you. And then what comes out? Krizak.
What's Krizak?
Crack. That's why the crack. That's you know what I'm saying? Went around the country lowering crime rates in the inner city by just a word. Think about that. And having a military force behind you of young men to show them an example of what they can do, alternatives for their lives. All right? Yo, the nation swelled up from stuff like that. You're going to swell up from that. People like that. All right? That was a tour de force tour. All right? That literally tour de force tour going around. All right? This is a victory. That's what I'm saying. This is a victory. I want to go over some of the victories.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
All right, this was a victory.
Oh, Lord. Yes, it was. I even saw this.
Brother,
Negro PMB back in the day.
Brother Minister Khaled on Don. Let me tell you something. The minister was on Khaled, was on Donahue first, I believe. Yeah. And it was great. But I'm going to tell you, nothing shook people. For some reason, nothing shook people up like when Khaled was on Donahue, bro. And I was there. That's right. I was on the scene. Yeah. Nothing shook people up like that interview he did. To this day, that interview is just like world class. You know what I mean? That was a victory for Islam, for the Nation of Islam. Even though at the time he was kind of on the outs with the nation. This was 94. This was right before the Million Man March. He was really on the outs in a lot of ways. That's why you seen him have his bow tie on and stuff like that. He was kind of on his own. All right, but that was a victory for the Nation of Islam.
I second that, because when I watched this, there was nothing he said that I was.
Oh no, man, he was turning.
That's on point.
Yo, he turned lights on across the country. And kudos for Phil Donahue for having him, because a lot of white boys wouldn't even have him on.
And I had respect even for Phil Donahue in the way that he handled it. Because I was like, he wasn't being just a mindless white boy. He was actually trying to have a conversation.
No, man, he turned lights on across the country with this interview. For real. All right.
Hated him after that.
Yeah, well, there you go. Now, this is toss the Million Man March. All right. Wow. Now, you see the Capitol building over there in the left-hand corner? You see the Capitol building with the spires up?
Yeah.
That's where the minister was at.
Damn!
This is where I was at. All the way in the back. All right?
Wow.
That's giving you some perspective on how many people were there.
Never seen nothing of the sort like it since. And they try to imitate it.
Yeah, and you see they was jam-packed back here. Oh, so imagine how jam-packed they were up further. And there was more people behind me. I was not at the end. I was basically in the middle. This is the middle.
Damn.
All right?
Damn.
Yo, my uncle said, I'm going. I ain't never heard the man mention nothing about black folk. Not something. But, people ain't never had a mumbling word about black people. Just brothers just went. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. I watched this live.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't understand a word the minister was saying.
Of course not.
Oh, Negro P and me. Now I would understand.
Yeah.
But back then, I was just like, wow.
This was a tour de force. That's another tour de force. That was like, in a lot of ways, this was the apex. This was the apex.
Right.
This was the apex, family. No disrespect to the minister, but this is the top. This is about top as far as up as it went. All right. Wow. And that was an amazing, amazing victory to mobilize people. All right.
And it did.
It mobilized people, and then mobilized the communities for a minute too, because everybody went home. Black adoptions went up. A lot of things happened after that people don't talk about.
Right. They all want to bash.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, but he stole money.
Talking about where's the money. The nation did a full audit of all the money they got. Did Martin Luther King give you that? No. At the March on Washington? You ain't asked them about no money. All right. Did they give you an audit? No. Nobody gave you an audit.
No.
Nobody gave you an audit about the money they collected other than the minister. Nobody. Right. Name one group that did that. Took donations and gave you a report on the money.
Right. Oh my goodness.
That's nonsense. Right? You ain't never seen nobody. And what's this guy? I think this guy is waving a dollar.
Ask for an audit of the United States.
That's a dollar he's got up because they're collecting money right here. He's got a dollar up in his hand.
I got it.
Yeah, some people got their hands up. They were giving donations. We have big garbage cans getting donations. All right. Wow. But like I said, I think that was the apex. Personally. I don't think there's nothing that happened after that eclipsed that moment.
No, nothing. They did it, but I think it was more from sentiment and nostalgia.
No, well, also as far as energizing a community, energizing a whole people. You know what I'm saying? People were energized after that. I mean, it was a whole different vitality, energy. If you went there, you get home with your shirt. They was like, "Oh, you was there, man! Oh man, damn!"
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Literally. Like,
I mean, before the lunacy about Obama, I was seeing a Million Man logo.
Yeah, bro.
Caps and shirts.
Yeah, because if you was there, you was like a rock star in the hood. Oh, you went, bro? Damn, I wanted to go, man. What you know? Was it? My son was too young. I said, bring him any damn way.
Yeah, you said there were children
there. Yeah, everybody, the women were there, white people were there, everybody came. The sisters from, the sisters from whites in DC, they showed out. Them sisters from DC, because it's more men, more women than men down there.
Oh my goodness.
Them sisters from DC was out, bro. It was not. And I'm sure other cities in the area showed up too. Them sisters was out. A whole bunch of black men.
They were letting people. I knew. And I wasn't even connected to anybody.
A whole bunch of strong brothers, positive thinking black brothers show up. Please, them sisters gonna be out. Yeah. Now, here we get to the more controversial parts of our not performance, presentation.
Yes, there we go.
Muslim, Christian, Jew. What is the difference? Are you a Muslim? Are you a Christian? Are you a Jew? All right.
Here's where
I think that's a good question. Because a lot of people going around, I hear a lot of Muslims talking about, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, and I'm no, hell, no, you not. All right? That's political statement. That's not the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Honorable Elijah never told you, he told you Christianity was a religion developed for white people. That's what he told you. It was not made for the original man. Right. All right? So you cannot call yourself a Christian. Right? And we know a Jew only means somebody that's from Judea. That's all it meant. It's not a religious designation. All right. Oh. It's a locale, Judea. Jews live in Judea. Or you call them Judaian if you want to call them, but that's where the Jew came from. Okay. And we know there wasn't even no J back then, so they wasn't Judean. You know what I'm saying? A who? You know what I mean? So don't. We can't use them terms. Like, we have to know the origin of these things show you that, how you got to use them. All right?
And so can you explain more about how the minister uses them?
No, like I said, he used it in a political fashion because, remember, let me tell you something. In the 1980s, this is the root of, to me, this is the root of the success of the nation and also the fall of the nation. All right? In the 1980s, Brother Minister went around doing this lecture called Christ's Imminent Return. Because in Savior's Day, I believe 83, or was it 81, he went up there and said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is alive and he's in power. That's what he told us. All right? I got to tell you, I think it was 81. I believe it was 81. All right? So then he went on tour and did Christ's Imminent Return. Because, and I'm going to tell you, ain't nobody going to teach Christ better than the Muslim.
That's true.
Nobody can out-teach Christ. Nobody who going to teach. Bro, this put the Christians on their toes. I'm going to tell you what happened. This put the black church on its toes because the minister was going around teaching Jesus better than all of them combined.
Wow.
Literally.
Right.
All right? So what happened? it was a swell of people that would consider themselves Christian going over to the side of the Muslims. All right. Before that, I'm going to tell you, before that, especially in New York City, the believers were former followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and 5%ers, primarily. Primarily. Former followers of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and 5%ers. So that means we had the sisters come from the 5% nation because they already knew power and refinement. The sisters, they had no problem with 3/4. They had no problem with the garments. The brothers already knew the lessons and they knew the teachings and they were ready. And they were already teaching Islam on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So they would just plug and play. You just put them on the discipline and the diet and the discipline. Well, a lot of them already had the diet. They wouldn't eat no pork anyway. You just got to put them on the discipline of coming to a house and setting it up and the security and things like that. And you have ready-made FOI. See? See, this is the beauty of the father. They'll call him Clarence 13X. Some call him Puddin' as a nickname. The father, I don't want to hear nobody talking bad about Allah. Who we call the father because his name was Allah. Clarence 13X, just for clarification. I don't want to use no code language to get nobody mixed up. All right. The 5% nation was started by a brother who grew up, who was in the mosque, Brother Clarence. He left the mosque and started teaching the babies on the street the lessons. All right. He called them 120 degrees of knowledge. All right. See, you go to college, you get a bachelor's degree. White man even don't tell you how many degrees you got. Is that 1 degree? 2 degrees? You get a master's degree. How many degrees is that? 3 degrees? 4 degrees? Yeah, the white man don't even tell you that. We know when you get after you become a Mason, the highest degree they got is 33 degrees.
Right.
So you got the father out there giving us 120 degrees. Babies on the street, young brothers and sisters. Got them talking about the white man is the devil. I'm God. Let me teach you something. Let me teach you about yourself, black man. You ain't no nigga. You ain't no coon. You the supreme being of the universe. Ain't nobody gonna teach it like young people gonna teach it. Let's keep it real. When a 14-year-old is teaching it to other 13, 12-year-olds, it's a whole different aspect. You know, Dr. Africa told us a long time ago, told us a while. He said, in our schools in Africa, our Aboriginal schools, there were no grades. So you had the little ones in there with the big ones. And actually that made it easier for the teacher because
the older ones
could teach the ones a little bit younger than them and all the way down the line. So there was everything was be able to get interpreted to the young ones. So when you're 12, you can speak to 11, 10, and 9-year-old because you understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, that's true.
When you're 5, you can speak to the 4. You're not that far from them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you could communicate to them. So that made teaching much more dynamic.
Yes.
You go up and down the scale. In fact, if you look at the schools in the Jim Crow schools or the black schools down south, they were the same way. They only had one room.
Right.
We all learned together.
And that would be easier on the teacher.
Yeah, that's easier on the teachers. You always got help.
You're like a 5-year-old.
Exactly. But that's how I roll. That's the power of Clarence. So the universe in its wisdom understood that there was going to be a vacuum. See, we on the clock and we on a 25,000 year cycle. So everything is already laid out. All right. The history is written before it happens because the wise can see in the future and see how things are going to play out. So our scientists knew that there was going to be a power vacuum after Honorable Elijah Muhammad departed. So who's going to fill in this gap with this teaching? Let's put the father on it. Put Clarence 13 on it. He's going to teach some babies that's going to go and make that teaching run wild throughout the country. You know what I'm saying? Make the gods and earth run wild throughout the country. And in having them, the minister already had a level on the minds of the people when he came out in 78. In 79, there was already a level on the minds of the people. It was an inkling of Islam because the youth already had it. You know what I'm saying? Because the law prepared for it.
They were ready.
Exactly. Allah had prepared a whole damn army,
Legion, a whole
army across the country of 5%ers. All right, who can take this thing to the next level. All right, but there's a problem with 5%ers that we'll deal with later.
Oh, okay.
It's not a bad problem.
I'm not gonna
It's a
let
good
you
problem,
forget that
right?
now.
Remind me, because it's a problem when it leaves later.
Okay.
But remember that was a power vacuum, because Wallace, we ain't doing no papers, we ain't doing no lessons. He discarded everything of his father, basically, and went to Orthodox Islam. Brother Minister was working with him for a while, then left them, and he was, like I said, 78, 79, he was hat in hand. Let's keep it real. All right? He was going around to other people's meetings and speaking a few 5, 10, 15 minutes at the meeting. All right? All right? But during that time, I know in New York City, I know in Chicago, I know in Newark, in these cities, the 5% was actually had dismantled all the gangs. All the gangs in New York City disappeared when the 5% came around. Wow. Because the leaders of those gangs became gods and earths. Oh. All right? So that's why when I was young, they had little gangs and stuff like that. But by 77, by the time I was 12, them gangs was gone. 77 gangs. It was just gods and earths. I'm 12. I meet somebody in the park. He telling me about, you the original man? Who's the original man? What's this? Who's the original man? Who's the colored man? And you the God of the universe? When I'm 12, 13, I'm hearing this in the park. I ain't never met a FOI. Wow. All right? I never met a FOI. My enlightener was I met him in public school because the University of Islam closed and he went to public school. Brother Ahmed. And he the one who introduced me to like no pork and stuff like that. He's the one that brought the Quran into the school. The brother from the University of Islam. Wow. All right. So a lot of brothers from the University of Islam came back to help Minister Farrakhan too, because they were little ones and they still remember their training. Like I said, former followers, 5%ers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because remember the University of Islam had children, had women, had males and females. 5%ers had males and females. You got a whole mosque in each city like that.
Well, that's a testament to the incinerating might of the truth, because you're just hungry for it.
Oh, once it's when that seed sticks in you, it ain't going nowhere. Right. It's going to germinate on you, whether you want it to or not.
Yes. It could even happen a decade later.
It's going to germinate on you. It's going to germinate on you.
Right.
So I mean, yeah. So I mean, this is no history. This is basically I'm basically doing the history of the Nation of Islam right now under Minister Farrakhan. There's other nations. You got Silas Muhammad. You got Brother in St. Louis. You got other little factions around. Nobody's been successful in my as far as my opinion as Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, definitely.
All right. So, well, that's what I say. As a Muslim, follow the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you are not a Christian. All right. And the problem was that when he did that Christ imminent return, and the ranks swelled up with Christians, I think for me it was a political thing he did. Was saying I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, right? I'm a Hebrew. I guess he would say Hebrew, right? All right. In other words, I'm unifying all of this, right? All right. But that was a little charade, because actually Christianity is made for white people. He could never be a Christian. All right, based on the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Right. All right, let's just keep it real. All right, and remember, you also have the specter of Orthodox Islam overhanging everything. That's what took Wallace out. He was so spiritual, because all the ministers that was with Wallace talk about he was so spiritual. How spiritual is he if he can't even lift up his father's legacy? Right. How spiritual are you? You can't even follow the blueprint your father left. How freaking spiritual are you? You spiritual because you read Quran and can interpret Quran? Duh. Right. Just because you can read something, you got an interpretation of everything. That's not spirituality. It doesn't
suit the people who are in dire need.
Exactly. If the medicine ain't no good for the patient, you got to get a new medicine.
Exactly. There's no one you go to the doctor. It's like, here's my one all-purpose medicine.
And no disrespect to those who follow Brother Warith. That's your decision. A lot of people left the nation to follow Warith, and they're doing well. They feel like they got Orthodox Islam, but you're not loved by these Orthodox Muslims.
Oh my goodness.
These Arabs don't love you.
No.
They utilize you. These white Arabs don't love you. Yeah. Prophet Muhammad was not a friend of the Arabs. This is what you don't understand. Prophet Muhammad was not a friend of the Arabs. He was an enemy of the Arabs. Because the Arabs hated everything black. All right? Let's keep it real. See, we've got some real history now. Woo! The Arabs hated everything black. Right. All right? Prophet Muhammad was a black man. All right. And he started out in Egypt. See, we got some science now. See, we ain't got to guesstimate no more. We done got the history now. So there's no way. And they were called Saracens. That's how you know the black from the white. The Abbasides is the white folk. The Saracens, the original people. All right. You call them Moors now. All right. But we say Moors, M-U-U-R-S, not M-O-O-R. Because these Moors, these M-O-O-R Moors, they hate black. So we know we ain't talking about them. You not black and you not this. They's foolish. All right. The original Moors love black. They was black. They know the universe is enclosed in black gas, black melanin gas. They know the universe, our galaxy, spins around a black hole. That's the original Moors know. You new Moors, I don't know what you're dealing with. Talking about black is a fiction and all that crazy shit. That's stupid shit. Let's keep it real.
I know.
All right? No, black is real. And black is what this whole universe is suspended in. And black is the foundation of your black seed. You call it melanin. Yes. The biochemical key to life. So you need to love black like your Moor ancestors. Yes. And take that foolishness out your head. All right? But these Arabs did not love black people. They were the enemies of black people. Right. They sought to defeat Prophet Muhammad. That's who you think he was fighting. Right. That's who he was fighting. All right? So Orthodox Islam will not be a solution for the nation of Islam. So you can have Juma prayer. You can all learn Arabic, which ain't even a language as we find out.
It's like English.
Exactly. You can learn Arabic. You can learn to recite the Holy Quran, which is also mixed, diluted, and tampered with. Sorry to tell you. Just like the Bible. All right? Yo, let's keep it real. You got to hold fast to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave you to survive this. All right? You're going to have to go back. As we say in the Fathers, you got to go renew your history. You got to go read Message to the Black Man again. And you're going to have to read Our Savior Has Arrived again. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to, listen for them tapes from the messenger. Yeah. No interpretation necessary. If they're out there, get all the tapes from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and just listen to them for 3 months.
And the little crackling.
It will change your perspective. Yeah. Even if you've been in the nation under Minister Farrakhan, just listen to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for a month straight. I guarantee you'll be thinking everything goddamn differently. You'll see this whole world different. All right? Yo, this is crazy, bro. Like I said, no disrespect to the minister, because what he did, he took what he was given and tried to make it palatable for the environment that he was in, like most people would do. All right? But the palatability can also make it limited. Making it palatable can also limit its effectiveness. And I'm going to tell you the truth. He's tapped out, man. They tapped out of ideas, fam. They tapped out. If they weren't tapped out of ideas, we would never hear nothing about no L. Ron Hubbard and Scientology. Tell it. You're tapped out. Because, and also that, you would never do that. You would go find Julia and Nathan Hare, who are black psychologists first. And they used to write in the Final Call newspaper every week. Right? You would work with them first before you go to Julius and before you go to L. Ron Hubbard and the Scientologists. All right? You would go to Dr. Africa, who's a trained psychologist, trained psychotherapist, hypnotist. You go to him first before you go to L. Ron Hubbard. So something's not right in the thinking process. You know what I'm saying?
Because the Honorable
something right.
Would have never.
Because Prophet, we love black. No, we ain't going to the white boy for nothing. Sorry. That's a L. That's a L. Sorry, that's a L. When you do that, you're saying the teachers are not sufficient now. You're saying the teachers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad are not sufficient to meet our needs now. No, maybe your teaching's not sufficient to meet the needs of the people that you're teaching. Maybe you got to look at it a different way. Right? See? Right. Because we know what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was able to do with what he was given. All right? So if you're stagnant, then maybe you need to reevaluate what you've been sharing with people, because maybe it's limiting them. All right? And maybe you need to clean house, Because you told us a long time ago, if there's something wrong with the body, check the head. That's the brother minister told us. If there's something wrong with the body, check the head. So if the body of the nation is sick, then maybe you need to check this leadership you got running around here. You know what I'm saying? To think they got jobs for life, ministers for life and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo, this is deep. This is serious science here. All right. But yo, this is how it used to be back. This people used to come out like this. This is Manhattan.
Wow.
Those beautiful black faces.
Wow. Ooh,
right?
Yes.
Look at that. These pictures, like my pictures, need size to be appreciated. All right, little images of my pictures don't do them no justice. You need to see a big one so you can really get a taste. You can really feel the energy of that crowd. You see them faces, you see them clothes, you see the expressions on their face. You know what I'm saying? I was just going to do some text work, but I feel like my pictures would give you a little bit more the energy.
Right.
We'll share a little bit of the energy with you. We was energized at that time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not being nostalgic like that where I want to go back to that. I'm not interested in going back to no day.
No, there's a lesson that needs to be learned.
I'm not interested in going back to no day. You know what I'm saying? And in fact, you guys are nostalgic trying to go back in time. You're the hold up.
How you mean that?
I mean, because you can't see what's going on now. You're so nostalgic about yesterday.
That's true. You have to.
I
know that there's so many victories that are occurring for us, and that's why they keep up the constant assault of just despicable, degenerate distractions.
Absolutely.
So you have a feeling that it's lost, it's hopeless, but there's so many victories.
Well, like we said, our job is not to recreate what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did. Is to improve on it.
Right. But within parameters.
Of course.
Right.
Of course, you got to remain true to the game, no doubt.
Right.
But that's a whole nother subject we'll get to later. All right. Another guy that energized the Nation of Islam, Brother Minister Khalid. This was on 125th Street. He took everybody out to go run. This is what he used to do. He go to a city and he take the FOI out. We gonna run. We gonna show the people that we here. Cause you'll be in this building too much and don't nobody know who the hell you are. That's what he was trying to say. You're in this building all the time. You're clapping on each other. You're preaching to the choir all day. Nobody know who the hell you are. So when I'm coming, we gonna go out amongst the people and let them know the FOI is here. Right. Salvation is here. You know what I mean?
You know, inevitably at the end when we go to the chat room, there's gonna be somebody saying, "But Mr. Farrakhan."
I don't care. I'm not looking at the chat room. I don't care. I might not even look at the chat room at all. It's not even that material to me. Maybe at the end, if we ask some questions, anybody acting up, they're gonna get blocked. I'm gonna tell you straight up. They could be going wild right now. I don't care.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it's a document.
This is mine. You want to get a channel? Say what the hell you gotta say. Go start your YouTube channel. Say what you gotta say.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all you gotta do.
That's true.
You ain't gotta be sitting there arguing with nobody. I don't go on no channels arguing with nobody.
I surely don't.
I'm like, yo,
life is too
this
short.
is what I got. Can I do it here? I ask Queen, yo, is it okay?
Yep.
Come on. All right, that's what I do. And then I leave it.
My king was
I don't even watch him again usually.
Yeah, he was concerned. He was like, I don't know if I want you to have to handle all that heat. And I said, that's what I do.
Yeah.
These people are like no consequence.
But ultimately, no. Other people have had more heat. This is just a few words. They go, no, what kind of heat this man went through? What kind of heat the minister goes through? What kind of heat the Honorable Elijah Muhammad go through? You know what I'm saying? That's real heat. No, you cats on his chat room ain't no heat. I can just block you off.
Except for the ones that I love. I love you.
I know that, but they ain't no heat.
I'm
though.
talking about the argument.
That's family.
Ones. Right.
The heat, the family ain't no problem. All right. And I want you to look. This picture is. Remember, before the Million Man March, Brother Minister had a black man's meeting in New York City. This is the 369th Armory in Harlem.
Oh.
But before that, after Khalid came, we did a hip hop concert at the 369th Street Armory. That's like 91. Now you see that? That's the crowd to get in. Now the Armory door is all the way down the end. All right. And the crowd goes all the way down to the Armory is huge. All right.
It even goes around the corner.
Yes.
In the back.
That's right. Now you see how crowded this was? Now in 94, when we did the black man's meeting, the damn line was to the train station.
Dang,
when you got to the door the Armory was a big pile of cigarettes because you get checked. You can't bring cigarettes in there. It was a big pile of Newports, mostly for black
How high
folks.
was it up?
There's a big pile of cigarettes at the door because you can't bring that in the building.
Okay, but
It was like up to your knee. Like it was a big pile of cigarettes. Like,
Wow.
yo, no, you can't bring that in. Brothers discarding their cigarettes to come in. All right? Because you can't bring no weapons in there. We checking you at the door. Something Malcolm should have done every time. He might be still alive today, but that's another story.
Yeah, that's another thing.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said, we're not Christians. We ain't celebrating Christmas.
Right.
You ain't celebrating Christmas. You ain't putting no tree up like that. You ain't ringing no bells like that. All right? I just put that up for, a little humor out there. You know what I mean? But yeah. But that's the key, man. Them teachers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, staying true as you can to that. That's how they're going. That's how you're going to stay successful today.
Right.
Right.
It's not even about individual styles or anything of the sort.
Yes.
But it's just go to those teachings.
Because the Christianity is a cancer. Let's keep it real.
Oh.
The Christianity is a cancer. It's designed to be that way.
Yes.
All right? It's designed to seep in and be a cancer and take you away from reality and get you into spookism. That's what it's designed to do. And we're going to get more into that in a minute. Right now, how accurate are the Bible and Quran? Am I Peter or am I Paul? Right?
Okay.
This is a big question here. See, because Muslims use the Quran, and the Muslim fathers on the Elijah Muhammad use the Bible and the Quran.
Right.
All right. Muslims use the Quran. You know what I'm saying? Christians use the Quran. They use the Bible. But the problem is, these are mixed, diluted, and tampered with. All of them. The Bible in the front tells you it's diligently transcribed from the Greek. Was Greeks in that area at that time? Was Greeks running that stuff back then? Right. All right. What was the Greeks doing back then? Greeks was under the Roman Empire. The Greek Empire had fallen. So who was writing in Greek? What scholars were writing in Greek? Well, no black scholars writing in Greek. The Roman scholars writing in Greek? White people were writing in Greek because they loved the Greeks. All right. And what's up? Go ahead. You got a question?
Well, no, but the Bible stories are transcribed from our stories. That's
yes, they're transcribed from some of our scriptures. Yes, some of them are from the scriptures. Some are made up. You figure it out. It's up to you to figure out what's what. That's the problem. All right. Okay. The Holy Quran. There were no Qurans written by Muhammad.
Oh.
All right. These Qurans you got come from the Arabs. Oh. Hadith comes from the Arabs. Hadith is the book of what the prophet did. How do Arabs know anything about what first of all, the Hadith was like 200 years later after the prophet was gone. Prophet Muhammad was gone. Who's telling you what the prophet was doing when the Arabs was trying to kill the damn prophet the whole time? Duh. The Arabs were the enemies of the prophet. So now they're going to tell us what the prophet was doing. The prophet lived his right hand for this and left hand for that. Yo, something not, that's a disconnect here, fam. But since we ain't got the details, we don't understand about the separation between the black and the white even back then. You start thinking what they gave you come from Muhammad. All right. I'm sure we had writings, we had things like that. But my point is that it's been in the hands of the enemy. The Arab is the enemy of the black man. The Arab is the enemy of the black man. Who was enslaving you before the Europeans? The Arabs. And the Asians. And the Southeast.
You make me think that, and I've said it before, but I realize that we always say, China was black. India was black.
Yeah, way back when.
Way back. It's not now, and that was not accidental. They slaughtered us.
Fam, them Arabs been enslaving you over 1,000 years. Black folk. They don't love black. They've been enslaving black. Why do you think they ain't like the prophet? Who are you going to come tell us about anything? Holy Quran tell you that Arabs were the stubbornest ones that he had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Even they books say that. The Arab. Prophet Muhammad wasn't an Arab. You're not an Arab. All right? So when you start dealing with these books and trying to use them as a blueprint for who you are, like, I'm going to take the path of, first of all, the New Testament, as we found out, is a total fabrication. Yes.
Oh,
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you the Quran, the Christianity is 551 years old. That's the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's answer to Master Farrakhan Muhammad. 51 years old. That was almost 100 years ago. It's like 600 something years old. Around the same time the first Bible appeared. Any Bible they say came before that is a fallacy, made up. Ain't no Bible before that. Like 600 years ago, that's that first Bible came up. That New Testament was fabricated. The writings of Paul were fabricated. All right, you can easily research this stuff.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
So you going into the New Testament talking about Jesus did this and this guy and Paul did this and I'm going to be like Paul. That's all fabrication. So how are you going to be into that? It's impossible. You can't even use those as templates other than maybe some characteristics of going amongst people and spreading the truth.
Right.
But you can't do the work of Paul or Peter or even that Jesus, because Honorable Elijah Muhammad used the Bible because our people were in the Bible. Because his explanation of Jesus was totally different than what's listed in the Bible. All right? He told you Jesus wasn't crucified on no cross. He told you these things. All right? So you can't go use the Bible as a blueprint. Bro, check this out. How I look as a grown man trying to plan my family, going into the Bible, find the chapter and look for me myself in prophecy. Where am I in prophecy? And where's this family at in prophecy?
Well,
listen.
Okay.
Listen. Where we at? It's some made up stuff. That's like me going to a Charles Schultz book, a Peanuts book. And where's Snoop? I'm Snoopy now. And Snoopy is doing this. He's flying at his doghouse like Baron Rickhauser. And now I have to do that. And yes, there's wisdom in there. Yes, there's wisdom in there. Because anything good in it was stolen from us. So there's good in there.
Okay. Well, that was my point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's good in there, of course.
Okay.
But it's not a blueprint for us to raise a nation on.
No, I know. That I know. That's obvious. That's
Right.
patent. But at the same time, my own advocacy, I see that in Revelations.
Yes.
The pouring of the cups.
Yes.
The fire which he said he would bring rather than the rain.
Yeah.
And the rainbow.
Like
and all
I
the
said,
rest
you
of that.
can find things that line up with what you believe in the books, of course. But that don't mean it's a blueprint.
No. I
activities.
I can agree
You know what I'm saying?
with that.
That don't mean I'm Paul and I'm Peter and this is Jesus. And this is like, this is how these people using. They're looking for themselves in scripture to present themselves to you as somebody righteous. Right. All right?
No, I agree.
See, and this goes back to my thing about the 5%ers. See, Christianity makes you prone to idolatry. Christianity makes you prone to worship as an individual coming to save you.
Right.
All right? Christian theology makes you easier to manipulate. That's why they gave it to you. Right. Christianity was a means of controlling of a populace. They wanted to use it to get the population civilized enough to perpetrate a fraud enough to go and take the land and kill the people. Let's keep it real. It was a means to a rapacious, it was a means and method used to discipline people enough to take their rapacious nature and spread it amongst other people and bring back the goods and services.
And that's exactly how they practice.
You call that capitalism today. You call it's communism too, but that's another story.
It's communism for them.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. They got hold of their stuff. You looking at their capitalism, communism, the same thing, same coin, two different sides of the same coin. All right. So when you use these, like I said, that's why I said the teaching of Christ was an advantage to the nation, but it's also a disadvantage because now you have a group of believers more prone to idolatry. Right. All right. Now I don't want to believe that Brother Minister wants the believers to worship him. Right. But they sure enough doing it. You go on Facebook, go on Instagram, they sure enough idolizing him right now. All right. But see, and that, like I said, that goes back to my point on the 5%. See, the gods in the earth that were here at the beginning, they don't play that idolization shit, bro. I'm keep it real. We don't play, you God, I'm God. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no big I's and little U's. No. We all God here, so we can work together. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But see, with Christianity, only one man gets the revelation, and he gets to sell to everybody else. Nobody else gets the revelation. Right. Because I got a special conduit to God that you ain't got.
That was the whole setup of the Catholic Church.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had a conduit to God, but he had a physical conduit. Master Farrakhan Muhammad taught him. He saw in Master Farrakhan Muhammad what other people didn't see. And he was his best student. Right. All right? He had a conduit that way, and using that knowledge and wisdom understanding, he rose the nation. But I don't believe, and I know he didn't want the nation to turn into a whole idol thing. Right. He said as much himself. No, that's why he never chose a successor. He never chose a successor. He said, no, we ain't going to have this mosque thing and all that stuff. No. He said, no, we're going to have a constitution. We're going to have a government. We're going to have a structure. All right? Not this religious thing we playing right now.
It's unquestionable.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Yes. No, leaders come and go. Right. We all know this. That's it. We all are gods. Ye are all gods, children of the Most High. You want to use a Bible verse? All right? So if we all ain't got it, then nobody got it. See, if we all ain't got revelation, then nobody got revelation. That's how we're looking at it now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's got to be something equal. We ain't all going to utilize it equally. Of course, we don't work like that. But we all have equal access. Right. All right? And we here to tell you, you can have equal access to Allah, to the God, to the truth. Like anybody else. Ain't nobody got to have special access over you. All right? No, you can hone yourself in knowledge, wisdom, understanding, to have just as much access as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had. All right? Let's keep it real. But we all that eternally, all that stuff, bro.
That's Western.
That's Christianity.
Yeah, that's Christianity.
That's the poison. The idolatry is a poison. And that makes the believers almost useless because they're too busy following these personalities. And when the departure comes around and the personalities disappear, then what? You got chaos. Right. See? Each family is a nation. Each family is a nation to itself. The family is the greatest technology in the universe. All right? Not the church, not the mosque. The family is the greatest technology in the universe. We just don't know how to utilize that power and use it properly. It's a tool that we have not learned how to use properly. Yeah, that's all it means.
We've been taught by the white folks. So
yeah, and they don't know how to use it properly.
Yeah, and they want to destroy it. Actually.
Yes, exactly. Well, now, of course, they understand that greatest enemy to their power is strong families. Right. The greatest enemy to any tyrant's power is a strong family. Because in a strong family, you're not looking for a savior now.
Right.
See?
That's true.
We've taught you that you can do this yourself. These are things you can do you can provide for yourself. Right. We can work together in unity based on common interests, but ain't no one man saving everybody else. All right? Ain't no one man got special access to God and you ain't got nothing. All right? That's archaic. Right. All right? That's Christianity. And like I said, and that's the downfall. See, that's, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. You take it on, it swells your ranks, but now you're all spooky as hell. All right?
Right. And that's the whole case. That's the reason why they wear that conical hat. Yeah. It's a ghost thing because they're like, look, these people spooky.
Yeah, man. You can't see things properly now because you're worried about somebody coming down from another plane and saving you. You're worried about somebody coming back from somewhere and saving you. And like, no. We learned the 5%. Allah self-saving. You got to save yourself. Right? And together we can be saved. All right? It's like college. Look at what's on the backboard. Prophet. This is stuff you got to teach when you're a nation. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to come and you got to take a Bible verse or a Quranic verse, realign it, and bring it up to modern day and times. Basically what you got to do. So you got to explain the prophet. You got to explain the messenger. You got to explain the warner. You got to explain the Mahdi. You got to explain all these things. All right? And then you got to use your knowledge, wisdom, understanding to make it applicable to today's situation. Right. It's a long winding road to go around and tell you that you're a nigga and you a slave. And you got to get free. You know what I'm saying? But since you got to talk to black people, spirit, mind, body, you got to go through their spiritual access. They associate the Bible and the Quran with spirituality. So you got to go through them that way to get to their minds, and then you can get their bodies to move.
Right.
All right.
Because that's
So,
the
yeah,
point. What's the point?
It's a roundabout way to do things, of course, but that's just how you wired.
That's like if you
All
don't
right.
stand up and start doing,
Yeah.
then all
So-
the prophets never existed.
Yeah.
to
So,
you.
but we can now get to you spiritually without going through the Bible and Quran.
Right.
I can get to you spiritually right through my voice.
Right.
By you feeling where I'm coming from, my passion, my tonality. You can feel me in your bones. Know what I'm saying?
True.
I can get to you spiritually that way.
Uh-huh.
That's a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? It's beyond just looking at, oh, the Bible says this and this is where you are. It's beyond all of that. The minister does that all the time. You don't even need to use the Bible and Quran to teach you.
I know.
He can get you right through this voice, spirit right into your bones.
That's what I heard. When you first
Know what I'm
started
saying?
playing them for me, I was like,
Most people
wow.
ain't even listening to all of that. They ain't listening to all that scripture and stuff like that. They just want to get to the point. Know what I'm saying?
Right.
See? Because he can talk to you, and certain people could talk to you without all of that energy. They can just get right to you. You see, and that's why it goes back to the question of corruption in the Bible and the Holy Quran. This is a Spell Majid. This is a famous drawing that was in the Muhammad Speaks. The serpent deceived the whole world. You know what I'm saying? The serpent's tail's in Africa, and it's in Europe, it's in Asia, and South America. It's all over the world.
That's it. I tell you,
All right?
ain't no place to go.
Ain't nowhere to go. All right? But that means the serpent is in those cultures.
Oh, right.
See? Because they ain't going to attack you with something foreign. They're going to go to you with something they know.
That reminds me, the Korean dramas I keep watching, they got so many little Baphometic icons, pictures stuffed up there that just come in randomly. I'm like, they are working everybody. We are not alone in them trying to infest everybody away from righteous behavior.
Because as the Holy Quran says, you come up on you on the straight path. In other words, I come through what you think is right.
Right.
I come through your culture. I come through what you believe in. And I corrupt that. And make you spooky, make you a slave, make you an idolater.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make you anything but free and independent.
Right. Capable of just maintaining yourself.
Yeah, but like I said, there's new interpretations. You know, as you look at things differently, as you get older, you interpret things differently.
Yeah, that's true.
But as a powerful art piece of art right there. But they got the snake's head sent in the United States because that's where we are. The head can be actually in Great Britain.
Yeah, that's true.
It can be in Mecca. You know what I'm saying?
People are believing
know what I'm saying?
lunacy.
They can put more snake heads on there now because they're everywhere.
Because that's the thing I've seen is that it's not like I'll talk about the agents and the operatives, but as you say, and as I know, that a lot of us are, are missing checks from the CIA because in our own minds, we believe this dogma coming from white folks and their culture, and we will support it.
And their cultures.
Yeah, and their cultures.
They have various cultures that you don't even understand. They don't have one culture. Oh. Because you have to adapt your culture to deal with other people.
Right.
So they have African cultures. Right? They have Asian cultures. They have East Indian cultures too. Right?
Okay.
They're coming at you fore and aft, to and fro.
Right.
All right? They ain't stupid. Like I said, it's not even a snake. It's more like a hydra, many heads all over the country. You know what I'm saying? Many heads, like Medusa had a snakes on her head. That's what it should be. Many heads all over the place. All right. But yeah. But this is what this is all about. This is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad brought you. All right. This is just a picture I took of a flyer on the wall. But Savior's Day is coming up next Sunday, and that's when they're going to have the Minister Farrakhan is going to do the Swan song. All right. All right, February 26, 1877. That's the birth date of Master Farad Muhammad. All right.
Something else you wanted to say?
Of course.
That? Oh, okay.
No, not Germany. I'm just going to do some pictures right now.
Okay.
I'm going to stop the killing. Right. I mean, it's time I got to give you a brain break. I know you ain't got but so much attention anyway. Most people ain't got no attention. We can't go with so far. I'll go hard all the time. All right. Just enjoy the candy right now. All right, now, it's always known as the Nation of Islam. All right, but it operates through mosques, which are local jurisdictions almost. What is a nation, though? What does a nation entail? What's a nation have to have?
Mm.
All right. A nation has to have territory, has to have landmass, right?
Mm-hmm.
A nation has to have jurisdictions, place they reside over, where their law is the absolute law.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're going to, you know what I mean? That's what a nation is going to have, right? A nation is going to have to provide goods and services.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily goods, but services to maintain its citizens.
In an infrastructure, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have right now from the NOI is more a religious organization.
Mm.
It's called the Nation of Islam, but these brothers and sisters don't even have no ID.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You see a Muslim, ask them to see their ID. Show me your ID. They ain't got none. But they got to walk around with their savior's letter to show that they, see, I registered. They got to walk around with a piece of paper. We got an acceptance letter that you get when you join.
Right.
I got to walk around with a piece of paper to show and prove that I'm in the nation.
Right.
You ain't even got an ID. Like, how basic is that?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be a nation, act like a nation. Do you give birth certificates to your people?
Mm.
Do you give out marriage certificates to the believers when they get married?
Mm.
No.
Mm.
If you're going to be a nation, there's got to be some infrastructure to be a nation.
Right.
All right.
You were talking about how
Hmm?
They should have by now been making medical institutions.
Well, don't even get me started on. Yeah, they already have departments already. I know they have that already. They've been working on that since like before the Million Man March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
what's the difference
but
between
no.
a department and
well,
a
I mean that's
hospital?
because it's headquarters. The headquarters has those departments.
Oh.
Each local mosque is supposed to have a medical, quote unquote, a medical division, but it's more like a nursing station. Most of these mosques have.
Okay.
They don't have, to my knowledge, a real health care system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Or
investigation.
Yeah,
you
need labs.
Right.
You need how to eat to live ain't gonna get it. Let's get it real.
Right.
Giving everybody how to eat to live is not a healthcare system.
Right.
All right. They need education on diet, nutrition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What to eat, what not to eat. All right. They don't need cow supplements to supplement the fried chicken. All right.
Yes, I never understood why. That's
Bro,
one thing. When it's a nation, you can coordinate with a larger realm of people.
When you have a nation, you can buy things better too. You can have a whole bunch of people that can make purchases cheaper. Right. Think about that. Right. Little things like that, leveraging your numbers to have your people save money. Like, duh. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you're gonna be a nation, be a nation. If you're gonna be a mosque, you want to be a religious organization, be that. Right. All right. If you're gonna be a nation, start acting like one. All right. The believers need counseling. Again, not just one minister got to do everything in the whole damn city. Yeah. Do all the counseling. Right. Do all the teaching. Like, oh, you gonna wear the man out. You know what I'm saying? Right. You need a marital department. You know what I'm saying? You need a husband. You need a husband. You have the MGT and the GCC for manhood training and
that's beautiful.
Sister training. Those are good, but you're gonna have to spread that sucker out now. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because our people are sick, as you know. That's why you went to the quote unquote that's why you made the move on Scientology, because you see that something wasn't right. Right. All right. But what's not right is something that you can provide for yourself. The healing that you need was already in the. Check it out. This is how it works. Whatever you need in an organization, 9 times out of 10, you already have, but you're misusing. The intelligence you need to heal your people is already in the people. Right. Just like the things you need to heal yourself are already in your damn self. But you don't want to access them. You're too lazy to access them. You don't want to deal with the discipline of accessing them. Or you don't like what you're going to have to give up to access them. But these are sacrifices got to be made when you got a nation. You got to utilize your power, which is your capital, which is your human capital. Your people are the capital. The capital of a nation is its people. Right. All right. The problem with the Nation of Islam under Minister Farrakhan is their gross national product is Minister Farrakhan.
Dang.
That's the problem. Yeah. That's your GNP. That's your Minister Farrakhan is your GNP. Your Self Farrakhan, your Preach Farrakhan, your Share Farrakhan. Everything has got his picture on it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So what do you have besides the minister? You have many things besides a minister office, but you don't focus on them. Right?
Because they like that. I can't speak for the nation.
You can't. You
But
don't have to.
I can just.
But you can see what's going on.
Yes, I can see that.
You lead with your
that spotlight.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
love that spotlight.
You lead with your best foot first, right? You put your best foot first.
Right.
Right? Obviously, that's what you're selling because that's what you put up first.
Right.
All right. You don't sell family. You don't sell health. You don't put those things out first. You put the minister out first.
Right. And that's why I get questions where people are like, what's the nation done?
What's the minister doing? Exactly.
Yeah. Or
the minister's 80 some odd years old and sick. He can't do but so much. So that can't be your GMP. He can't be.
Your gross national product
right?
is one man.
No, emphatically no. Your gross national product is the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The resurrection of the people. Right. That's your gross national product.
Because that has not changed.
That has not changed.
That has not changed. That is
these people will come and go because we all pass away from this coil. Yeah. All right. So you can't be a person. Then you just like one of these little petty dictatorships where they got the picture of the supreme leader everywhere. Supreme leader. Supreme leader. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like a damn. It becomes. It's like a bad TV show now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Borat when he was the leader, right?
Right.
You go to these little countries with these little tin pot dictators. They got their picture all over the damn place. They don't talk about the things they provided. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's your picture. You the image. Right. No. Right. That's idolatry. See.
Well,
that's the Christian thing. That's the Christian thing.
Also said to me that I hope that you'll also add in here in terms.
That's the Christian thing. But if you're going to be a nation, that means you got to do the things nations do. I know you have diplomats, and sometimes you have. I know the nations has had some, like not kind of little offices or missions in other parts of the country. You know what I mean? You have mosques all over the country, all over the world.
That is,
England, Jamaica. You got mosques all over the place. But a nation is supposed to have, what do they call it? The Russian embassies. You have embassies. That's what nations have. They have embassies. They're recognized internationally. The minister's recognized internationally.
Yes, he is.
But not as a nation.
And not as a nation.
As a personality.
That's true. Which, if that's all they have as their GMP, then that's not going to last past his departure.
Exactly. That's not sufficient.
Right. Though I'm always like, I eschew needing, because they hate us.
Yeah,
the world hates us. They are not ever. I don't
but if you're going to have a nation, no, you can't wait for their recognition. But you have to set up. You don't have to wait for anybody's recognition. Once you recognize yourself, that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when you have to recognize yourself and start acting accordingly. Right. That's all you got to do.
That's it.
You recognize this is who I am, and you act like it, and that's done deal.
That's part of the question that a lot of people have, because I know I'm a fearsome advocate for separation, and people are like, but how? How do you separate?
By separating.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you eat? Lifting the fork and putting the food in your mouth. I mean, but behind the idea, there has to be action. That's the point we're trying to make.
Right.
Behind the concept, the idea is an action.
And it's not compromise. It's
exactly.
not capitulation.
And it's not even hard.
Yeah.
They don't want you anyway. You're already separated. Let's keep it real.
That's true.
In this country, black folks are already separated for the most part. You got some few branching out, trying to be, international, whatever. For the most part, you're separated already. So I mean, that shouldn't even be a question. White men always kept you separate. All right. But you have to be, you have to be more than a mosque. Accept your own and be yourself, right? That's where it starts at.
Right.
If you're a nation, be a nation. Right. We got ID. Everybody should have an ID in the nation. How somebody do something out of order and get in the press and nobody know if they're a member or not? No, hell no. No. Everybody got ID. That man get arrested. He shows his national ID. They communicate with your people at the local mosque, at your local embassy. You know what I'm saying? This is how it works.
Now, here's a question.
Yeah.
Would this nation then, would the demand be that you are a member of the Nation of Islam per se, because then that would be, wouldn't, I mean, I know truth is ultimately the, I mean, if you want to call it religion or whatever,
Yes.
truth is the ultimate leveler. But at the same time, do you then have an ID card that means that you're a full-on member of the nation where you're going to the mosque, or can it be broader? And I guess that's where the
it's going to have to be broader, because the mosque thing is a limited concept.
Right, right.
If you're going to have a nation, you can't be no mosque. That's a place of worship. Right. Mosque is a place where everything don't go around a mosque. You know what I mean? You need other things going on. Everybody, I mean, you use them because that's what you have. Right. And you have an outlet in every city for people to come to and get services or goods or whatever you want to have. Right. So that's an advantage. I mean, the nation has a great distribution network because they're in every major city where Black people are. True. That's true. I mean, you can imagine what you can distribute. Music.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
Books.
Forget Jeffrey Epstein's or whatever the heck those dudes are.
Yeah, you can distribute anything. You ain't got to be limited to bean pies.
Yo, right, like the product you show.
Exactly. You can distribute anything. You got people that come up with books they want to distribute. You can distribute books, literature, our new literature. It doesn't
have to just be centered around
art.
Minister Farrakhan.
Exactly. You can use our new art, this stuff that's going to change our new sciences. All right. That's why you step your game up. You know what I mean? But you got to have people that qualify, not necessarily qualify, with the spirit, with the proper spirit. Because qualifications, as we know, cats lie on resumes all the damn time. Now you got some crooked ass qualified people out here. All right?
Yes, yes.
All right? You need somebody that can show them what to do and they'll execute it. With character. You know what I'm saying? With honesty. Using the code that we live by. That's what you need to do. And stop giving people jobs because they can talk good or whatever like that. Hell with that. Nah. That's not gonna fly. All right. That's why we say this is a famous. This is the new version. They stylized it. This was to be on a blackboard in every mosque. Who will survive the War of Armageddon, Islam, or Christianity? So the Honorable Elijah, that just to go to show the Honorable Elijah knew you wasn't no Christian. Right. That was in the war every month, so you couldn't have been a Christ because this is a war of Armageddon. Christianity's clashing with Islam, so you can't be. You on both sides? You gonna fight on both sides? Duh! Come on, fam. Like I said, that's a political statement, but you're taking it as doctrine. Right. See, political statements are not necessarily doctrine. Right. Doctrine is in the law. Doctrine is the law, but the political statements can change.
Because I think what it is that we see, Christianity as just like you say, a doctrine, like some sort of manifesto that's written down. But no, it's a people. Yes. It's white folks.
It's a people. It was designed for a people, for a specific person.
For them. It's an expression of their.
That's why, exactly. Yeah. That's why the Honorable Elijah, that's why they told you Islam was the nature in which you were created. Oh. He didn't say you were a Muslim. Right. This is the nature in which you created.
Right. And we call it
Islam. Exactly. Right. This is your very nature. That means your nature is in your nature is in unity with the sun, the moon, the stars, the galaxy, and the universe.
The melanin gas.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. Right. So Islam ain't like Islam, like the Arabs talk about Islam. We ain't talking about that.
Right.
You're not even talking about that.
Right.
We don't even talk about the way you're talking about black is not how the teachers of fathers on black talk about black. Right. We talk about black totally different. We know black's not a color. We don't look at black as a color.
Amen. That's right.
All right. And Muhammad didn't see black as a color. All right. He knew black was a people. Black was a state of mind. Right. That's why they fought so hard against the invaders that you call Arabs. All right. And ultimately, he obviously lost because the Arabs took over everything.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. Yeah. Arabs took over there. They got your doctrine. You're going to them for doctrine. You're going in for wisdom. You're going to Arabs for every damn thing.
Yes. When you told me that, I was like,
until Master Fard Muhammad came, you was going to Arabs for every damn thing. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad departed. His son went right back to the Arabs.
Because they have glamour and they have the respect and
because we pray to Mecca and everything is over. No, we pray to Mecca. They hold the keys.
They pray to a big black stone.
Yeah, that's a sign of something. Like Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that's a sign of something.
Yes.
All right. Like I said, the mosques are different, man. The mosque is like, for this, you have meetings there for religious services, and you get the hell out there and build your nation. All right? You ain't supposed to stay there.
Right, it's the jumping off point.
It's to stay there.
Like with Brother Kylie taking them out.
Yes.
Going running.
The work is not in the mosque. The work is out on the street. Exactly. The work is out amongst the people. All right? But but there's beautiful things in the mosque. Look at the sisters.
Oh, my God. Oh!
All right? It's a training ground. They learn to love Black.
Yes.
They learn to love each other. They learn sisterhood. All right? They learn to love you as a sister, not as a mate.
Right.
See, right now you're dealing with the way you learn sisterhood from Europeans. That's why you're getting involved in lesbianism and stuff like that. Because everything they teach you is a bastardization, is a poisoning of your nature.
Where you out,
instead of loving your sister as a sister and a confidant, as a friend, you love your sister as a wife. That's not what she was created for.
Right.
That's why you need to be re-educated.
Right.
That's why you have the mosque. All right? Because you got to go learn to be a man. You need to learn to be a woman again. So your nature cannot be corrupted. You know, Dr. Africa said something very interesting. He said, a healthy person could never be made a homosexual.
Please explain.
Because when you're healthy, which that means you're healthy mentally, physically, and nutritionally, you won't give in to those impulses, exactly. Because you have control of those impulses. Right. But when you're in a disease state, which most of our people, we are in a disease state. Just being here in the United States of America has put you in a disease state.
Oh, I know that's right.
And homosexuality and all that stuff are signs of your disease state. These are symptoms of your oppression. Because as we've learned, if you put wild animals in captivity, they will give in to homosexuality and masturbation. Right. They've seen that in animals that were taken from freedom to captivity. They got involved in masturbation and homosexuality. Right. Because their nature was distorted by imprisonment. All right. Exactly. And eating not their natural foods.
Yes.
Whatever the white man thought was going to be, they had available to feed to them. All right. So and then they're going to buy the food. That's not fresh food.
Yeah, they're going to cut it off.
They're going to buy it. They're going to put additives in it to stretch it out more. Right. And it's going to leave you the animal nutritionally deficit. Give him a nutritional deficit.
Yeah, like a lion. He is not going to get just a piece
lion,
of
lion feed.
Meat.
You know what I'm saying? Lion feed. But like you feed your dog.
He's
dog
gonna
food.
Race at that's part
the exercise, exactly.
Yes,
the capture, he's going to smell the animal alive. Yes. He's going to smell his fear in the air as it chases it. He's going to get his heartbeat involved by hunting it down. He gets his hands involved by tearing it apart. Right. It's a whole process. Right. All right. Nature shows no mercy. There's no mercy in nature. Right. Steve, brother, Professor Dr. Ali talked about that the other day. He's right. There's no nature. There's no mercy in nature. Mercy is what we give each other. That's what God gives you. I mean, we give each other. We the gods. We can give mercy, but there's no mercy in nature. You abuse your body, you're gonna lose part of your body. Right. You abuse your liver, it's gonna stop working on you. Right. All right. It ain't gonna liver ain't got no mercy on it. It's all right.
I like you.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You eat sugar and soda and stuff like that, it's gonna rot your teeth out. Right. Nature has no mercy on you. So you best look to your brother and sister for mercy. Because the stuff you do to denature your body, a lot of that stuff is irreversible.
Right. But that is so in harmony with what you're saying, that the nature of a woman and the nature of a man also has no mercy.
No,
because you'll see people who are in these homosexual relationships, and there's always the dominant one and the submissive one.
There's always a male and a female aspect. Yes, because we are made bipolar. We are made male and female. But the female is not my opposite. Right. The female is myself. Right. It's my complement. All right. We're not opposite sexes. We're complementary. See, opposite European culture. That's a European mindset. Opposing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why their relationships have so much opposition in it. No. We original people. We're complementary. See?
I like that.
Nah, that's not your opposite sex. That's your complementary sex.
Wow.
She compliments you. You look good today. You compliment. You look good today too, baby. All right. So, like I said, we got to get out of European thought processes because that makes us think. That makes us act wrong.
Right. So they got this
thinking
whole,
like that makes you act like that,
and you're more prone to believe there is a gender war going on.
And so you're going to stay in a disease state,
right,
which means you'll be vulnerable to the illnesses that come from a disease state.
Right.
Hate, greed, lust, envy, anxiety, depression, suicide, homosexuality, drug abuse, spousal abuse, broken homes, homelessness.
And then this faint hope that if I just had $1 million,
yeah, exactly,
everything would be fantastic.
Don't even get me started on these niggas without doing this stuff. Don't even get me started. Know what I'm saying? Don't get me started. This is at Brooklyn. This is at Boys and Girls High School in Brooklyn, around 1991.
That's a beautiful photo.
They kicked us out. We had to go.
You out?
We only get this building for so long. We go on the street and we go on the street and build afterwards. We go on the street and teach. All right, we can't be here no more. They shut it down. Go on the street and teach.
Hungry for truth. Wow.
Yeah. They love the black man.
Yes. That's it. I'm like, all society, they love the man, but the black man, I have never met any other male on the planet, never seen, never heard.
In his right mind, there's nothing comparable.
Nothing comparable.
In his nature.
Yeah.
There's nothing comparable. Yeah. And he's not all the way in his nature.
I know. You told me about him.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm just talking about all of us. He's not always in his nature. He's learning to be in his nature.
It's not even possible.
Not in this society. You're not always in your nature. But look what the power he had, not even always in his nature. Right? And that ain't something that's inaccessible to us.
Right. That's it.
That's the point. His what he was is not inaccessible to you.
Right. Khalid's gone. Black man nature is gone.
No. Emphatically no. No.
Right.
All right. I say ain't no one connection with God. We all got that connection. Now, in that nature, this goes back to the Christianity thing, because when you're coming from the Christian aspect, you talk about the resurrection of Jesus Christ. All right. So Jesus, who was dead,
who still is dead,
comes back and presents himself as resurrected. Now, we've always known and we've always been taught that this was not a physical resurrection. It's a mental resurrection. All right? That means you were dead. That means you were lost to the knowledge of yourself. And we came and gave you knowledge of yourself, and therefore you have been resurrected. Because you're coming into yourself now, and you will live again.
Right.
Because you, in the mind of somebody else, you are dead. You in the European's mind, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because there's no life there for you. That mind was not made to exist in your body.
Yeah.
That mind was made to exist in his body.
That is a merciless nature.
Exactly.
You cannot.
That's not going to
adapt to that.
That's not going to. That mind is not going to do you nigga. That way you're considered dead. All right. Honorable Elijah Muhammad always told us that there ain't nobody coming back from the grave. There's no life after death. All right. You have a time, and it's up, and then it's time for the next man. That's what he taught. All right. But now we come into this new era under the minister. Honorable Elijah was alive. He escaped the death plot. You know what I'm saying? He's on the mothership. Then with Master Farad Muhammad. The problem is, Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you Master Farad Muhammad wasn't coming back either. I heard him say that he ain't got to come back. What are you coming back for? You know what I'm saying? Master Farad Muhammad's not coming back. So why would Honorable Elijah Muhammad come back? All right. I came to raise up gods here. Y'all got to take this now. I suffered 3.5 years in the belly of the beast to find one that would take the teachings and take it all over the world. In the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's what Master Farad Muhammad did.
Right.
Because he had enough sense to know that it's not his job.
Right.
The Holy Quran, if you believe the Holy Quran, it says every nation should have a warner. So that means a warner comes up from the people. Honorable Elijah Muhammad was our people. Country, black mud, Georgia mud, black man. All right?
Didn't
up from slavery. Up from slavery. Up from slavery.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? His grandmother was a slave. I think his parents were slaves at one time. You know what I'm saying? Yo. So he told you nobody's coming back from the dead. So Master Farad Muhammad ain't coming back, family. Honorable Elijah Muhammad's not coming back. He toiled for 40 years amongst you. How much more toiling you want the man to do? You want him to come back and toil another 40 years?
Build me a house.
You know what I'm saying?
Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's what you want the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to do? To come back and toil another 40 years?
Yeah.
That's going to make you happy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
on us. It's
Brother
on
Minister,
us.
done worked amongst the people since 1955. You want to come back and toil another 60 odd years?
Oh, my goodness.
60, 70 years? He got to come back and do that again?
Wow.
I mean, so let's be realistic. Noah had 40 years. He couldn't save nobody but his family and had to kick some of them off. That's in the Bible.
Right.
A couple of them got kicked out the boat, like got cursed in the process. You know what I mean? But the point is, everybody got a time. All right? When their time is up, there ain't no backseas, fam.
Yeah.
All right? Yo, your mother who raised you and you loved and gave everything to you is not coming back.
Right.
All right? Your brother who died tragically, maybe drug overdose, gang warfare, had so much potential. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just, birth defect. They died. They ain't coming back.
Right.
All right? Your wife,
missing.
your husband who you lived with for 30, 40 years and cared for so much. Time caught up with them. They passed away. They ain't coming back. All right? So why God gonna choose them to come back? Oh, they can come back though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. They're so special.
They so special. They are special.
They are.
But you are special too.
Yeah.
They don't have no connection you don't have. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They might be more actualized than you are.
Right.
Based on the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but they don't have no potential that you don't have.
I read in the Quran the other day where Allah says, I have no partners.
That's right.
That means everybody on an equal footing.
Everybody, and Allah is not going to make a law and break it. God don't make a law and break it to show him make a point. He makes a point by keeping the law. That's the point he makes. There ain't no backseat.
Yeah, that's
it.
it.
Nature don't work like that.
It says he doesn't change.
That's the law.
He doesn't change.
We begin, and we end. Personally, but our people are forever.
Right.
All right. We as a people are forever. We keep the universe in alignment. The black man. Your alignment with the sun, the moon, the stars in the universe keeps the universe in alignment. Your connection. That's how special you are. Each and every one of you.
Right. That's the magnetic frequency of blackness. That's
yes,
just what it
because
does.
You have a galaxy inside your brain, family. Spinning inside your brain right now, black man. It's the pineal gland. It's spinning around and it has an electromagnetic field around it, just like the earth has an electromagnetic field around it. All right?
Wow.
But you on this European diet, you're killing your pineal gland. Some of y'all ain't got no field running around, obviously, because the way you're at. You done killed your pineal glands.
Brushing with that fluoride too.
You know what I'm saying? You're killing that stuff. All right? But everybody came in the same. All right? What you do with it is on you.
Right.
All right? But yo, you've been blessed with so much. He ain't got to come back and toil another 40 years to prove what point. What point's he proving coming back?
He left the guidance.
All right?
Yeah.
Use what he gave you. That's all we have to do is use what he gave us and build upon that. All right? Master Farrakhan Muhammad, bro. Malcolm ain't coming back. Muhammad Ali ain't coming back. These brothers that passed away in this picture ain't coming back. Dr. Khaled ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Hafiz, he passed away in 2020. He ain't coming back. Young man passed away. You know what I mean? Yo. Bro, that's the way it is. All right? Dr. Clark ain't coming back. Dr. Africa ain't coming back. Baba Steve Coakley ain't coming back. All right? Unfortunately, we didn't appreciate them enough when they were here.
Otherwise, we'd just be doomed.
Why we want them to come back and suffer some more? You know what I'm saying? So we can not appreciate them again?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to put a period on it so you can learn to appreciate what you had. You know what I'm saying? The flower blooms to show you that what beauty is here that was lying inert. But it don't stay bloom forever. That bloom goes away, right?
Yeah.
Then you have to cultivate for another year. Yeah. That's the way it is, fam. Yeah. What's next? Since we're talking about the Swan song, I don't know how long I've gone. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. No. You can't.
I didn't mean to go long, but I just.
I need to hear this because
Yeah.
these are things that you haven't even said to me.
Yeah.
In our beautiful private lives.
Yeah, well, I've come. These things I think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what's next for the NOI? That's the question. Because the Minister Farrakhan is doing the Swan song, and that means that it's time is up.
And
all right?
He knows it. Yeah.
He knows it. Everybody with a brain, anybody with an eye, anybody knows that. Come on, fam.
Yeah.
You're gonna be right here forever.
Yeah, and he could live the next 15 years.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good, but he can't run around here like when he was 40.
Yeah.
He's already in a wheelchair.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, he's in a wheelchair. His guts have been burnt out by these radiation seeds.
Wow.
That his esteemed medical team let put in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could have told them.
I said, bro, what the hell? You don't put no radioactive seeds next to nobody's testicle, next to nobody's prostate.
Right.
And also about this prostate thing. Most people don't. A lot of these prostate operations are totally unnecessary.
Yes.
All right. It's one of the most unnecessary operations in history because, especially as an older man, very few men die. They die way before their prostate kills them. That's what they're finding out. They've had prostate cancer for years, didn't kill them. They died of other stuff. All right. They died of old age. All right. The prostate damage can actually be reversed in a lot of cases without surgery. Right. But since your medical team thinks like white people, obviously
taught by them,
taught by white people, obviously they don't understand that there's other things, methodologies you can do. You know what I mean? If the body's in another situation, like I understand you get the surgery, you believe who you're talking to. I mean, you got to have confidence in some people sometimes. But it's like Harada just said. Any man who has to go to see a doctor after 30 years old is a fool.
Damn.
That's Herodotus is the father of European white folk medicine. It's Herodotus. He said, any man that has to see a doctor after 30 years old is a fool. That means that you have not been paying attention. You have not been taking care of yourself. You're not learning what's necessary to live yourself a full life. In other words, you are your doctor. Right. We have to be our own doctors. Yeah. And healers. And we have to accept that, we ain't going to be here forever. But we have people here on the set now that can help you with these things. Non-invasive things to help you with these things, man. It's like what's next? You know what I'm saying?
I love that photo.
No,
I love that.
Final Call newspaper. Family print has been dead for a minute. No disrespect. Yeah. Print is dead. All right. So it's going to have to be another organ of delivery to get to our people.
Well, they do have a website.
I know that. That's what you have to do, but that's what you have to buy now. The print's dead. Young people don't read like that. Right. All right. Maybe the older people read papers. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But people don't read papers like that no more. So that can't be the financial engine for your people. The paper. I mean, obviously you know that already. But I think I read somewhere that they just bought another printing factory in LA. Like, what? Why you need a print shop for papers? How much
money did that cost?
I don't know. I ain't opened up one in LA. Maybe they're gonna do publications. I hope, because you can't be for papers. Because ain't no money in newspapers, man. Right. Unless you're getting crazy advertising dollars. And who's advertising the Final Call?
Oh, right.
The Believers used to do. And the Muhammad Speaks actually had a good amount of advertising in it, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
But the Muhammad Final Call don't really do a lot of advertising, personal advertising, like the Muhammad Speaks used to do. Yeah. It's a different day and age, man. So we got to move on to something else. All right. The brothers, what are you going to do with that for? Why? All right. This is the military wing of the nation. This is where the brothers learn. All right. You got to let the brothers loose. Sorry.
Especially if they're young. They want to be building.
You got to let the brothers go. You got to let the brothers go.
It's like you got old man.
You got to let the brothers go. Right. You can't have them hemmed up in the mosque all the time. You got to let them go. All right.
And direct them.
Let them know everyone is a minister. Ain't no just one minister in the mosque. Every soldier is a minister. A minister just means representative. That's all it means. All right. Every soldier is a minister. They got to have that type of mentality. You know what I mean? So you can let them go. Stop trying to micromanage what everybody's doing. This stuff don't work no more. You know what I'm saying?
That was my concern with joining the nation in advocating against man-made radiation. I was afraid that someone would tell me, well, you can't be talking about that.
It's all good. That's not your mission. Tell them that's not your mission. That's mine. So you can't talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless it's outside. Unless I'm breaking the laws of Islam, then you really shouldn't have nothing to say to me about it.
Oh.
What law of Islam am I breaking? What am I breaking?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? That's my point. When everything comes from one person, got to give all the revelation, you stagnate revelation.
Right. Right.
When there's only one pipeline for revelation, then all your revelation stagnated.
That's what I wanted to, because I know you're probably coming towards the close of this, but that's what I wanted to say is that when I would listen to the minister, I mean, he just took the scales off my eyes, everything opened up, and I started realizing I'm living in a lie. I'm living in a nation based on lies. But then there was so much more to learn.
Yes. Yes.
And that to me is one of the stagnations of within the nation is you got to be able to be more fluid, to let in more knowledge and because I love them. I contacted them about my studies, about my research, and I don't hear a word back. But I remember it hurt my heart when I saw at a Savior's meeting that they had these white women up there who had written letters to the minister about vaccines.
Okay.
And they were up on the station. I'm like, oh my God.
Like I said, that's showing, like I said, you ain't going to get away with disrespecting your divine black intelligence in 2022. That's out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You bring your divine black intelligence up first for everything. Know what I'm saying? Them Europeans made the daggone things and made the poison. What the hell you think? Well, you got them up there for? You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, I'm sure we got scientists to cover that stuff.
Yes.
They ain't doing nothing special. They ain't coming with nothing clever. Everything they come up with is not clever. Right. We got people amongst us today and yesterday.
And members of the nation.
That could cover that stuff. All right? But somebody's trying to be egalitarian. Right. Somebody's trying to be,
we're not racist.
You're not racist. No, they are.
Yeah.
We've never been racist. Yeah. They are.
And it depends on the day. I think white people have given just protecting your own.
Yeah.
Such a blood curdling definition. So that to want to perpetuate what is wrong with self-sustaining diversity, not where you want to everybody become diluted and bleached out and there's no more Chinese, there's no more Indians, there's no more black people. It's all just one
big mishmash of beige.
And there's no distinction. Who wants a planet
There's no
like
such
that?
planet. There's no such place.
I know.
That's a fantasy and it's impossible.
Exactly.
What color? Is the earth full of colors? What life in the earth has no color in it? There's color everywhere. Right? Earth is full of multiple colors. It changes colors during the seasons, right? Yeah, the brothers got it. Brothers, thou art loosed. Everything you want is already in the nation. All the talent you want is already there. All the art, the science, the industry, it's already in the believers. Yeah. You ain't got no leadership that can bring it out. That's the problem. See, that's different. That's a different problem. See, it ain't that it's not there. You have to be able to mine it. And you have to give a damn about people enough to bring out the good in them.
Will you talk about the
okay. You got to believe in people enough and care, love the brotherhood enough to let them shine. All right? It's not a competition. The captains and lieutenants not in competition with the brothers. Right. You're supposed to let the brothers blow up. You want them to blow up and take my spot. Right. You better take my spot. I can go chillax, be a soldier. Know what I'm saying? You better at this. Knock it out. Like I'm I'm always like, you better this. I ain't got nothing to say. Right. I wasn't saying nothing. I'm like, you better, you handle it. You better, you handle it. Know what I'm saying? I'm in a position now, like, there's very few people better than this because they ain't even saying if they better at they sure enough ain't talking about it. I'm the only one that's talking about it. It's been
overtaken by so much bad concepts.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I got to do it now. I didn't think I want to do it. You think Khalid wanted to go out there and do that? He didn't want to do that. He knew he put his life on the line doing that stuff. But nobody was saying nothing. So damn it, he had to say it. And now you mad at him. Know what I'm saying? Get out of here. Nobody wanted to do that. He didn't want to be out there like that. I know he didn't. He say so as much. Right. But he was forced out there. So don't get mad at what he got to do to survive out there. You kick your child out and you're mad. Look what you're doing. Why you going in the street like that? Survive. You can't live here though. Well, how you doing that in the street like that? Hell no, it don't work like that.
Right,
It don't work
right,
like that.
right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to be adults here. Stop thinking like children. All right? Look at the brothers, man. All that power and authority right there. All the brothers got. They can sing, they can write, they can dance, they can build.
Right.
They know mathematics. They don't. This brother right here, you know who this is, right?
No, I don't.
That's my brother. That's Hakeem Bey.
Oh.
Brother who came more and blew up. You know what I'm saying? He was doing all that Moorish teaching back just a few years ago on Facebook. That's Hakeem Bey. That's my Muslim brother. He's FOI. That's like it's my FOI brother. All right? All these brothers, man, please. Yeah, but you don't think of that. But see,
right,
it's a leadership problem. It's a leadership problem. It's like it's a leadership problem.
Like, the Catholic
It's a leadership problem.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They see them as threats instead of letting them loose to use all their talents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's that ego.
Look at the sisters. Militant.
Yes, powerful.
You know what I'm saying?
Sisters.
Powerful.
I remember I happened just by joy to listen to Minister Farrakhan lecture in person. And the sisters out front just making you got no weapons. And then they very kindly, but with discipline. Yeah,
but there's a danger in that too.
Oh, what's the danger?
Yo, you've got that European feminist thought, man. That could be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Right. You can't have that discipline with a feminist mind. And that's the problem. Because they're going to school and they're getting that feminism in them. It's not a conscious thing. You go to these public schools, you're going to get feminized. You're going to learn feminism, right? Woman, you're going to learn feminism, you're going to school. Right. Watching TV, you indoctrinated in feminism. So now you come into this military wing and you forget how to be a sister. You forget that, there's a soft side to all of this. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got to be mindful. You got to be watchful. That's why you need good sisters above them. So they go, no. Right. We ain't rolling with that energy. You know what I'm saying? Right. You ain't running no man. You ain't telling your husband what to do like that. There's a way to do things. And carry yourself. Right. There's a way to be gentle with this. All right? And be militant and be a soldier. But you have to be able to submit to your husbands. Right. To the brothers. Because they are the front line, not you. Yes. The brothers are the front line. You not the front line. Yeah, the minister put you out there to show that he loves women and stuff like that, but you're not the front line. That's the nature. Right? The nature is complementary. That doesn't mean that one stifles the other. But you ain't taking nobody's. You ain't here to take my spot. You compliment me.
There's no woman who can outman.
Yeah, you ain't got to be on the street talking to everybody. Right. Teaching Islam. And the sisters ain't on the street teaching Islam. That ain't what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You're in the community. Yeah, that ain't your job. That's the brothers' jobs. All right? Because you go there and get too familiar. They get too familiar with you. There's a problem. Then come to disrespect. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Especially when they know you ain't got no man.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? Yo, watch out. For every strength, there's an opportunity. There's a weakness too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The beautiful thing that's going on is that most of the mosques now have a lot of the mosques now have University of Islam locally. That is a great victory. You know what I'm saying?
That is.
Being able to take your children and teach them, all right, math, science, art, health, healing. Yo, that's how you secure your future.
Yeah.
All right. You have to have a wing to teach your babies.
Yeah.
Outside of the realm of your enemies. But that means you can't let the enemy's philosophy slip into your teaching. That's the problem. You're going to learn from them. You got to unlearn from them. You go learn from white people. You're going to spend all this time trying to unlearn that dumb shit they give you.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And you mean well, but you spreading dumb shit to the children. In the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in the name of Islam. You know what I mean?
Right. Like the whole idea that you need a college degree.
Yeah.
Gone to some school that's taught by a bunch of white folks.
Exactly. But that goes back to a mosque or a nation. If you have a nation, you have a university system. You qualifying your own people.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. That would be more, respectful, or not respectable, but just authentic.
You have your own qualifications. You teach your own people. You have your own doctors. You don't send nobody to law school. The white man, you have your own lawyers.
Right.
You have your own medical system.
Right.
Based on your Aboriginal culture and your Aboriginal physiology.
Exactly. Thank you.
Not based on European physiology.
Yes, because they don't study us.
No, they don't. They don't care about it. They study you, but not like not enough to help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my point. You have to have it like that. Because right now the education is lacking. All right. The health is lacking. You got people up there trying to tell believers to drink milk, like milk is going to be a lifesaver for you.
And they won't take any more information in.
Yeah, because it's how to eat to live. Yeah, but how to eat to bro. Bro, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had chronic bronchitis and asthma.
Wow.
And diabetes. You can read it.
Wow.
All right. So obviously he needed some help too.
And he wouldn't have turned it down.
So everything is not in how to eat to live. And some of the stuff is erroneous. Butter and milk and cheese is not for your digest. You're not designed to eat that stuff. Sorry. If there's a situation where you can't get any food and you have to drink milk and you have to take butter, that's for survival. It's not a regular staple. All right. For our physiology, it's going to cause bloating. It's going to cause gas. It's going to cause ammonia to build up in you. It's going to make your body more acidic and more toxic and thereby shortening your life. Yes, milk, raw milk too, butter, cheese, wheat bread, sugar. The whole bean pie has to be reevaluated. Right. Because the bean pie is made with white refined flour and white refined sugar. Refined flour and refined sugar is made from pork bones, family. Bone char. Right? You think they choose, we're going to have the beef bones over here in the land. No, it's all just bones, man. Right. You don't know what's in that refined stuff. You got to get away from that stuff. We don't use wheat. You have to move first to a spelt and learn to use a kamut and use some other amaranth, our grains. Those are not wheat. It's a European grain. That's for them. We taught them because it grows quick in those cold climates they're in. That's why they have wheat. All right. It's great, grows great in the climates that the Europeans lived in. That's why they have wheat. Right. That's why it was so easy to harvest. Right. All right. But for us, it's acid. That's why my hair goes white. That's why I get gray hair. Early eat sugar and wheat and breads. Yes. Yes. The difference. No, everybody's body is different. Mine went gray, but you know, some people just die, get diabetes. Some people get eyes, they lose their eyesight.
When I stopped eating the wheat, even because I stopped eating refined sugars or sugars of any sort right now, my legs, I was like, they were so tight before. And now
they can breathe again.
They can breathe again. They feel light again. Yes. I'm like, these are like the legs I had obviously 20 years ago.
The wheat was limiting the oxygenation of your cells. Right. Cells breathe. Cells eat and cells produce waste, people. Each and every cell you have has to eat, it has to breathe, and it produces waste. And it has to drink, of course. Right. So you need fluid. Those flours, those refined flours and sugars suck fluid from your body. So your cellular respiration is going to be limited. That means you're going to age faster. That means you're going to be more prone to cancer. All right? This ain't nobody said. This is what's going on here. We done cut bodies up and we see it. Right. It's aging you. It's destroying your body internally. Right. All right. Like that. It was funny back in the day. They said, you know, we never had to go to a Muslim funeral back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we know what a Muslim funeral was. Well, you know now. You know now. Cats dying left and right, sick left and right.
They like just limited opened up the parameters on what types of food. They're gonna just, you know.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I remember back in the day, I guess it must have been the 80s, when Minister Farrakhan told, he said, look, if you're gonna eat beef, you might as well just go eat some pork. And that's what he told us back then, because we knew how filthy the cows were. And full of hormones and toxins. Right. Unless you got a cow that you feeding yourself on your farm.
So it doesn't feel stressed up.
Yeah, right. Somebody had a cow in their apartment in the movie. That's funny. Just so it doesn't eat, so it's not injected with these hormones and these. Dude talking about weed causing men to get effeminized. Man, there's more hormones and estrogen in beef and chicken than any goddamn weed, fam. Right. That's Basque Ackwards. Right. You know how much weed you got to smoke to get effeminized? You know how much weed you would know. But that chicken, that cow, that lamb, they full of estrogen. And hormones.
Yeah, they do that.
And beta blockers.
Fatten them up.
Exactly. And thyroid blockers. Yeah. That meat, though. Yeah. See? So that's what I'm saying. The whole education system got to be reevaluated because a lot of stuff you're getting is not right. All right?
And this whole, I can't mention whatever because the censorship is still on, even though the narrative is falling to pieces in the white controlled media. This is why the pharmaceutical companies had to stage a giant last minute coup in order to stay in charge of people, because folks are questioning and waking up. And I know me, I was a downbred, just, meat. I had to have my meat. So for me to discover, oh my God, all these different ailments I had have disappeared since I started eating healthier. I know I am not the only one finding this out and sharing this.
But now they got the trick for you in the junk food meat.
Yes.
Plant-based.
Yes, plant-based.
That's all chemical. That's just chemicals.
Blimpies, plant-based.
Yeah,
Parmesan.
Blimpies had a plant-based. Kentucky Fried Chicken got a plant-based thing. Like, all this impossible food. This stuff is toxins. This stuff is poison. This additives. Canola oil, pea protein. They selling you, bro. They sell this stuff in Whole Foods for like $10, $15. It's literally $1.10 worth of ingredients in it at best. All right. Probably 50 cents, knowing white folk.
Right.
They're going to jag it all the way up. Oh, you want to eat healthy? You're going to pay. All right? Because they know health, they have decided was just for rich people. So they tax you for health. Right. Now, you would think a vegetable that don't have to be shot with fertilizer would be cheaper. It don't have to be shot with pesticides and stuff like that would be cheaper to grow, right? No, it's going to cost you more. Right. Because you want something that's not mixed, diluted, and tampered with.
Because that's not the point. Is you gotta get sick, and they gotta make all that money.
Exactly, because the food industry and the health industry is the same people. Quiet as kept. Chemical people and the food people are the same people.
Right. So the education has to change.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No doubt. I just love this picture. That's why I put this in.
I love it too. It's beautiful. The brothers. And,
I just like the black and white. The sisters just look great. It's just a beautiful shot.
It really
I got to pat myself on the back for that one.
I'll pat you too, Kate.
Yeah, man. What's next? You know what I'm saying? What's next? You got the manpower. You got the people. You need the structure. Right. You need a real structure, a real national structure.
That's incredible. They do. They have people.
They turn this shit around. They can turn this shit around easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I know you're honeycomb with agents, because like, yo, you can do this easy. Like, you got everything in place already.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
You got everything in place. But what happens is, like most organizations, a few at the top get fat and get comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Don't want to get
and they think they got jobs for life. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm cool with the minister, so I'm straight. And you know the brother minister is not handling the day-to-day activities of the nation. It's freaking impossible. Right. They've had a senior counsel for years and years to do the day-to-day operations. All right. He can't do that. That'd be too much to ask him. What the hell I got you for? If I got to do all the day-to-day operation inside and out of the nation. Right. I had you to run the paper. You run this, you run that, you run that. You report back to me. Show me your results. All right. But somebody got to be held accountable. Like I said, nature has no mercy. People do. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to want to chop your head off. I know you're learning to do this. But we have to determine what's right and what's wrong. All right? Now, going forward, my God.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. Okay, we can wrap it up now. We're going to wrap this piece up. All right? Okay. When you're talking about leadership, in the black community right now, this is a picture of Brother Minister, just in case you don't know what's going on. These are some sorority guys. I think these are all brothers in the nation. I'm only familiar with like maybe two of them that I believe are in Alpha, Phi Alpha, one of those Alpha sororities or whatever like that. And they've given him an honorary, they made him an honorary Alpha, Greek, I think something like that. Okay. Yeah, all right, honorary Alpha. Here's the problem with this. You can't be a Greek and a Muslim.
Oh, yeah, you got the Omega up
there. You know what I'm saying? You can't rock that and be in a nation. I don't know what's going on there. You can't be walking around the mosque with a Masonic ring on. See, because those are other oaths. No, it don't work like that, brother. No. You got one oath my life, my death, my prayer, my sacrifice are all for Allah. All those other oaths are null and void. So you can't be out there repping the Alphas and repping the Masons and the Mosques. All right? Because them oaths don't stand. All right?
Yeah,
that's played out. Oof. I don't know what's going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Such a tainted.
That's and I know the minister knows this.
Right.
But I know he just wants to encourage the brothers. You know what I mean? He ain't going to disparage about it. You know?
Right.
He's trying to be generous about it. Because,
he's a diplomat.
He's a diplomat. Exactly. He's a diplomat. He loves the brotherhood. He wants to encourage the brothers to hold on. And he goes see, he take pictures with rappers. And why wouldn't he take a picture with the brothers? He take pictures with rappers and all that stuff like that and celebrities. Because he's been a celebrity since he was a teen. You got to understand, the minister's been a celebrity since he's been a teenager.
Oh, really?
Literally, yeah.
Wow.
He was a violin phenomenon at 19 years old.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then he became a calypso singer. He's been a celebrity since he was a teenager. So he can relate to the things you have to do as a celebrity.
Right.
All right. But you cannot let these frat boys take over the leadership of the nation.
Oh my!
I'm gonna tell you right now. If you're in a sorority, that's cool. You're in a frat, that's cool. But we know the Greek sororities were set up to represent and control Black communities. Yeah. The Divine Nine was set up as a funneling point for the Talented 10th, which was designed not of W.E. Du Bois, but the white people that he worked for. All right? That was not W.E. Du Bois' original idea. The white boys he worked with came up with that. And the frats are just a funnel for his people, these people who think that they were born to rule all the rest of the Black people. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the mentality I had. God save me for people to think they was born to rule me. God save me for anybody to think I was born for this job. I was born to be the mayor.
These are all a bunch of stupid ends.
Save me from them niggas. Because they ain't going to do no good. They're tin-pot dictators. They're tin-pot dictators on the reels. All right? Because they think this is their God-given right. Like you got people that think it's their God-given right to the money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? And you grow up in the hood, you meet people like that. They think it's your money, the money in your pocket is their God-given right to have. These people are the same type of energy. You better watch out for them because they know they shouldn't be doing that. That's totally out of order.
I know it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it make no sense. First of all, who are the Greeks? What's the culture of the Greeks?
Right. And then you calling yourself you're a Black man or Black woman calling yourself a Greek.
Emphatically, no. Who is the Greeks, bro? What's the civilization of the Greeks? They're thieves. They stole their knowledge and wisdom and understanding from the original man and try to use it as their own. Herodotus, the father of modern medicine. What the hell? How is Herodotus the father of modern medicine when he got taught what the hell he know by some original people?
Oh, you mean
Hippocrates.
Yeah.
Hippocrates, the father. I'm sorry. I'm saying Herodotus. I mean Hippocrates.
No, I couldn't.
I said Herodotus earlier.
Right.
Hippocrates, the father of that Hippocratic oath.
Right.
How the hell is he the father of modern medicine? Well, he learned what he self know from the original people.
Right. Yeah, he went to
They're
Africa.
thieves. They're cultural appropriationists, as they would call them today. All right. And the Greeks are not meant to be rulers. Greeks are not rulers. Remember that story about Rome, right? The Romans.
Oh,
the Romans.
Romulus and Remus.
No, Romulus and Remus. But I'm talking about Roman society.
Oh, okay.
When you were big in Roman society, it was fashionable to have a Greek as an educator for your children. It's fashionable to have a Greek assist you with such and so and so.
Oh.
But they were never Greek is never going to rule.
They were the servants.
They were the servants and they were the advisors.
Oh, damn.
What's a boule? What's boule mean? Advisor to the king.
Right.
The Greeks are not in it to win. The Greeks are in it to show. They're advisors.
A little bit.
They're advisors to power. They're not in it to win the race. Right. I didn't find out Kali was a Greek. He ain't never mentioned that shit.
Oh.
See, but he ain't too many Greeks like that. He's an outlier. He diversion. He's a diverted from the norm for sure.
Well, I've grown from my stupidity
Yeah.
from decades ago.
Mhm.
So yes, I know it's more than possible. Like you said, this every black man is only one paycheck away from being a revolutionary.
One ass kicking away from being a revolutionary.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, bro. Like I'm saying, he was an outlier. He's not a normal frat boy. All right. How many of these brothers going to go? How many of these frat boys? How many of these frat boys going to go to Uganda to go help Idi Amin kick the white folks out? All right. How many are going to do that like Khalid did? I seen a video of him in Uganda with Idi Amin. He's a soldier. He's an outlier. Most of these Greeks are just meant to be advisors. All right. No disrespect, but you need to be, if you are in a frat, you got to do a re-education. If you look at what's going on in society today, most of these mayors and these political leaders, they're all in these frats. And 9 out of 10 of them are freaking useless. All these mayors with black mayors with these mandates, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 of them are in frat boys. Showing no spine, but quick to lock down their own people. All right? That's the mentality you're dealing with these Greeks. They're not made to lead. They're not made to rule. They're meant to advise. So whatever you do, and you're gonna have to get rid of them. Well, depower them. You can't put them in authority over you because they're not cut out for that. They're not cut out for that position. Sorry.
Yeah, if you train with this mentality, it's very insidious.
If they ain't got enough sense not to even act like they even show that stuff in the mosque, you know you can't trust them. Right. They're not qualified to lead. Right. All right. Right. I seen one of my brother, I know, good brother. FOI had his FOI uniform and his frat, some frat insignia on too. I said, but how you gonna wear that frat stuff with your FOI uniform? He didn't think nothing of it.
Wow, he didn't even think.
Bro, what is your doing in there? What is your doing these days? He did it recently. Like, what is your doing these days that you think that this is even appropriate? You know what I'm saying? Right. Your FOI even got the sun, the moon, the stars on the shoulder. What else you go? What else? You don't add nothing to that. What else is there to put in a Greek pen? Or some Greek colors? No. It's because FOI uniform is complete. You don't add on to that. Right? But that's something the captain should have told him. Right. You got a mosque, and the captain is the keeper of the law in the mosque. He's supposed to say, brothers, put that frat boy shit away, put that Masonic shit away. We don't play that up in here. You know what I'm saying? You done gave an oath, so all your other oaths are null and void. That's what they're supposed to tell you. You have to give it up. Right. I'm not telling you that you to disrespect the people that you went into it with, but you have to understand this is a new life now. You've been resurrected now. All right? This is a new life. So you put that old life away. All right? I got to un-Greek you. I got to un-Mason you. Remember, the Mason only 33 degrees. Max, you can get to 33 degrees. Right. So I got to un-Mason you now. I got to take that stuff out of you and start putting this life-giving teaching in you. And you got to represent this now. Right. You can't go back to that because that comes from the European. And we don't want nothing to come from him. Right. That's a system designed for them. Like Christianity. That's a system designed for them. For us, it's a dead end. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us we don't want just growth. We want limitless growth. Limitless growth and development. Right. And that is limited growth and development for the Aboriginal, for the original man. Wow. The Christianity, the Greek shit, the Mason, that's limited growth and development. Honorable Elijah Muhammad wants us to have limitless growth and development. You tell them like that, then they're going to have to submit. But they got to go. They're going to have to submit to that. Because this teaching is so valuable, it will make you stop going to school. This make you drop out of college. I ain't going to college. I got to teach you. I forget that college crack.
It made me write my books.
Yeah, exactly. This will make you forget all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Maybe not. Maybe you shouldn't, but still, it's like, nah, this is better. Yeah. Because you know why? Because it touch your spirit, and it touch your mind, it touch your body.
Right. And I was free.
It's made for you.
Frees you.
It's made for you. That's the medicine was made for you. So go and take it all. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to let the Greeks go. All right? You're going to have to get out of this color thing. Everybody got to be light-skinned and wavy haired to be a leader. To be a minister. Yes. You got to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Because with the color thing, you have to come, there's going to be disadvantage. There's genetic limitations. You don't realize that. See? Right. See, when you understand science, you know that, we got 12 melanin clusters at your brain stem as an original man. European got 2. So that means there's a limit on him. Just like he got a date and a time of expiration, you got a limited time of expiration. When you breed with them, you got their blood in you, you got a limit on your what you can do.
And it's manifest.
That's why when the knowledge seed, well, in the nation, in the 5% nation, the dark-skinned brother is called a knowledge seed. Lighter-skinned brother named brown like your complex be a wisdom seed. The light-skinned brothers understand seed. Light-skinned, he understands seed. He's pretty. You know what I'm saying? When the knowledge seed talk, it's a whole different energy.
Yes.
Than when them light-skinned boys talk.
Yes. I agree.
It's a totally different energy. You moving, the dark-skinned brother vibrates at a different wavelength.
Like Brother Khalid.
Because he's connected. He's more connected to the universe just by virtue of his melanin clusters. That means he got potential to be totally aligned with the creator of the heavens and the earth. In total alignment with his nature. When you mix blood, you got limitations.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, it's just a fact. It's
so
not meant to be.
There's a cap on you. There's a cap on you. It's no problem. There's a cap on you with your blood.
Yeah.
Genetics is real.
Yeah.
All right. And you can't, most people are not overcoming their genetics. Sorry.
Yeah, that's nature.
No,
that's nature.
You can outthink, you can think things, you can think yourself into you can overcome your genetics with thought, of course, because genetics are run by the mind. That's how a man that thinks they're effeminate can make their body effeminate looking. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can overcome that, but that's more of a devolution. Your ability to evolve is going to be limited. Because you can't add those, you can't think those melanin clusters into existence. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You ain't gonna think 10 more melanin or 6 more melanin clusters into your brainstem. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna have to go into the womb of a woman and reignite your family and give birth to somebody got that pure blood. That's what you're gonna have to do. Wow,
not just pissing it away.
No, you can't go exactly. You're gonna have to go into that knowledge seed and try to help they decimate your seed 3-4 generations down until you got that original seed again. And get the melanin clusters back. See, there's a cap on your knowledge, man. Just genetically. Come to find out, Brother Minister said his father might be Jewish.
What? No.
No. That blew my mind.
No, when did he say that?
It's a tape. I heard the tape. I heard it, man. That blew my mind.
Oh my God.
But that explains everything.
That would. Ooh.
Fam.
Right.
You know, it's funny. I got this video I put on my Instagram feed. It's this brother's a convict talking to this little white boy. He's talking about another convict that's crazy. He said, man, you got to understand, man, he half white, man. He got that bad blood in him. You know what I'm saying? He crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to tell this white boy there, yo, this mixed blood dude is crazy because he got that white blood in him, makes him ornery and disagreeable. That shit ain't no joke. That's real. I saw that. I was like, oh, damn, this is what Dr. Ali Muhammad been talking about. Talking about the genetics. Yo, that shit is real. Then we knew that back in the day. But we knew that already. So all this knowledge has been lost to us. And look at Master Farrakhan Muhammad. Master Farrakhan Muhammad's father, black man, mother, a white woman. He knew he had a limit. I could deal with y'all for 3.5 years, but it's not my job. I'm not really your people. That's why he called us his uncle. My uncle. He was talking about us. In other words, we're above him. We're his uncle. We're supposed to be educating him. That's what you're trying to. Your uncle's educate. Your uncle's a father. Your father's brother. Your mother's brother. Your uncle is an educator for you. That's why the lesson say the problem book says uncle. We're the uncle. That's why he said, yo, I got 3.5 years. I got to find one of y'all to do this. I got to find somebody with that black bottom. He went to Black Bottom, Detroit. That's what the area was called. Black Bottom, Detroit.
He didn't go to the Boule Center.
No. He went to Black Bottom, Detroit. Now, the bottom land in farming is the good land. And the black soil is the best soil.
That's right.
All right? So he went to Black Bottom, Detroit. And he found a man who said, what did he say? He said, I was so far in the mud, only my eyes was popping out. That's the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. Yes. So he went to Black Bottom, Detroit and found a man in the mud, of black Georgia mud. Yeah, a man from Georgia, son of slavery, born and bred in the United States of America, and put the message in him. And he took the message and the ultimate show, not of just knowledge, wisdom, or understanding. Honorable Elijah Muhammad is just not an example of knowledge, wisdom. He's an example of faith, which is unquantifiable. See, knowledge, wisdom, understanding can be quantified. Like, you don't know that. Faith is hard to quantify. See, now you're going into the objective. No, the subjective. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But see, but if we bipolar, like I said, we objective and subjective. Those are both our nature. Know what I'm saying? But the subjective, which would be the faith, can be the thing that's going to take you over the top. Know what I'm saying? That's why I said, go listen to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for a month straight. Don't listen to nobody else. And learn what the power of faith is. Because you're going to have some faith out here, along with your knowledge and wisdom. Oh, my goodness. You're going to need some faith.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
You're going to need some faith. But your next leader is going to have to be a man firmly rooted in this, a son of this United States of America. Rooted in this. Find you a Georgia boy. Find you another Georgia boy. Born and raised down south boy. Got his roots going all the way back 200-300 years to this country. I mean, that's what you need. The Jamaican man is for Jamaica. All right? The Ethiopian one is for Ethiopia. The United States needs a Warner for the United States. Sorry to tell you that. Every nation should have a Warner. We need a Warner from our nation. All right? I love the minister, but he also had genetic limitations. You know what I'm saying? His father, mother's from the Caribbean. He's firstborn. His brother, I don't know if I think he was born here. I don't know where his brother was born at, but his mother wasn't born here and his father wasn't born here. You know what I'm saying? So, but he got the word and ran with it.
Right.
And he had the ability to deliver it. But he ain't had that knowledge seed.
Which is why when I look at Brother Khalid and the power.
Yeah.
It was just like he reached through the screen of the TV and would just grab you and just shake you, you know? So yeah, that's
the thing about Khalid. He wasn't a minister. See, a minister in the mosque is mostly a teacher and an administrator. But it's mostly administration.
Oh, okay.
The minister's mosque, he's only teaching on Sundays and maybe one day during the week. He teaches. You got assistant minister. Most of your work is ministering to the believers, the needs of the community. You got to be doing works like that. It ain't like you teaching all the time. All right. Khalid can teach, but I don't think he liked administration too much.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure he would do it, but he's a freedom fighter. He want to fight. He's a freedom fighter. You know what I'm saying? That's a different classification. He's a field marshal.
Okay.
Know what I'm saying? Okay. You could call him a minister, and he was a minister, but he was a field marshal. He's a warlord. He's a field marshal. He got to be out there mixing it up and teaching people how to mix it up. That's his thing.
Can we go to the chat room? Say hello to the family.
All right.
Greetings to the family. Yes. Here, I don't know how to get over there. Ooh, here. We should change seats because you hate that seat. Okay, let's see. Excuse. And
we coming right. We coming right back.
Yeah, I'm coming over to the chat room, family, because I miss you. I'm a sister, so I love my family very much. I'm just going to greet everybody right here from where I'm looking, and that starts with peace. Brother Dietary, sister Gwen, brother Adam, and brother Yabo. How you doing, brother?
Peace.
And discussions with Dina. How you doing, Queen? Good to see you, everybody. My apology, but I needed to be taught by my king. So that's why I was like, look, you just go. This is your broadcast. Because all the stuff he was teaching, I hear some of that, but I don't even hear all of that in the detail where it's just like intensive recollection, reflection, and building. So I appreciate you, King. Very much.
That's peace. You know, I got more.
Yeah,
I got more.
I know you.
But it takes, but it's in time and place for everything. You know. I had to, even this little piece, I had to think about it. I was thinking about this for literally probably years, but
Wow.
but it's time.
Wow.
I mean, I know these things. I know a lot of this stuff already, but when to present it, it's you got to present things properly,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
you got to give it with the right spirit. I try to be it in the right spirit, but we got to keep it real, man. This is real. A lot of people out here dying, and worse than that, it's not even just the lost founds are just not dying. We're dying. People are supposed to have knowledge, wisdom, understanding. We're dying off.
Right.
All right.
Yes, it's very few out
you
there.
You expect the poison animal eater to die off. All right. But we have to put the information on our people that's trying to strive for perfection, to strive for righteousness, and strive to do better. We have to provide services for them so they can live, man.
Right.
We're dying. How many times you got to hear about people dying around you? That if I think of my life, how many people that passed away that, man, maybe I could have saved them. If I know what I know today, I could have given some information to help them overcome a lot of problems. You know what I mean?
Right.
Think about that. This is lives that we can save with this information. You just got to look at it like that. Yo, we saving lives. Forget that. There ain't no time for this personality shit. This is a life here on the line that I'm trying to reach out and grab and save you from the abyss. All right? That's everybody. You go
no, I'm peace to you, beloved sister, nervy girl one, and Rena Marie, and anybody else who's coming in there. Jet black and dark blue. Oh, my brother, how you doing? So yeah. I thank all of you. You know what? This is just about the core. Everything I'm trying to grow, because that's one thing. Being with my king. And this is for the sisters out there who may be listening, who hate my guts, who are looking for an excuse to believe the swirlers and the divestors. There's no man out there who could have provided a haven in which I could grow to my full womanhood as this black man has done. He's not the only black man out there. All right? But I'm just testifying to the burgeoning of myself as a full daughter of Allah is because of entering my nature and being a supporter of a black man.
Yeah, but that only happens if you're not scared of women.
Not scared of women?
A lot of men are scared, intimidated by women.
You
can't be scared of women. You can't be scared of women.
Yeah.
And you can't be scared to let them free. You have to free them up to do what they got to do. What they have to do, you have to free them to give them the ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? When you force your woman to go out and have to work for a living and act like, provide like you, then what you're doing is constraining her to growth and development. Right. That's all you're doing. That means you can't get what you need out of them because she's tired from working.
Yeah, that's true.
And getting hit on by dudes all damn day. Patted on the ass, whatever, on the bus, rubbed up on the butt on the train every day. That's a lot of stress. You know what it's like to be like in a major city? Have to go to work every day as a woman? Right?
Right. Yes, I do. I used to.
You are making her an asset, an agent of your own demise by not providing for her. That's all you're doing.
Right. Because I know every time you come home, I'm ecstatic. So that you have that energy the minute you enter the door. There's you don't have to, what state of mind she gonna be in?
Yeah, exactly. But even like I said, but still, you got some ungrateful women you do that for, they still got attitude. So kick their ass out.
Yeah, that's true.
Know what I'm saying?
That's true.
How much attitude a dude supposed to put up with? I'm providing, I'm doing what I got to do, and you still got your lips poked out? Get the hell out of here. Go be with yourself. Because some of y'all not going to be satisfied. Some of your sisters not going to be satisfied. So everything you doing is not for all that providing for a woman. It's not for every woman, because some of them don't deserve that.
That's true. That's true.
They don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, because I don't look at you as a dollar sign.
No, they don't know what to do with that. They don't know what to do with that. They don't know that gives them freedom to express themselves creatively now, right? And provide more kindness and more appreciation for the children. They don't appreciate that shit. So them, you cast them out because they ain't no good. Right. No matter what they come in, they come in all forms too. They talk that black stuff too. And they just full of venom.
Right.
All right. So you got to be careful who you give your pearls to, because all of them ain't worth it. I'm talking to the brothers. All right. All right.
Yes, it's true.
Sisters are more discriminating than brothers are generally about who they mess around with.
I don't know about that.
No. I think the sisters they do more of a checklist. Like, does he have this? Does he have that?
Yeah, but who
Like
gave
that.
them the checklist?
I know that, but,
That's the
guys, a
problem.
lot of guys don't do the checklist thing.
Oh, they do the booty list.
Unless they, following corny ass Kevin Samuels, then they do a checklist. Whose name I will not mention. I mentioned it too late.
I thought we agreed. We
Yes,
wouldn't
you found
mention
corny names,
Yeah,
found corny dudes like that to give you checklist relationships. Ain't no checklist relationships, family.
Right.
Not like that.
Right.
They work or they don't work.
Right.
People you get along with, you get along with. People you don't get along with, you don't get along with. You can't force this shit.
And sometimes it's outside your preset parameters.
Yeah.
Because you'll be getting along with people and you don't want to. You'll be like, man, I just vibe with that person, but they don't have this, they don't have that and that. Yeah. So I'm not supposed to like them. Yeah. Like, no, exactly. You like them.
Oh, any questions? I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. Any questions from anybody? And yeah, I guess
go back up the chat. See what people. How many trolls got kicked out?
I don't know.
Yeah, I go up to the top. I don't know. I done said a lot. I talked a long time.
You talked. This is the longest you've ever talked. I'm just shocked. I don't know if it goes up any further. No, okay. I just stop it there. So, culture, focus, and edutainment got kicked out by Sister Gwen. Bye. Not here to really check on the trolls.
They came right.
Just to see what you're talking about, family. Throw images of gay black men and women with white men on television. Yep, it's ad nauseum. That's
right. We compliment each other. That's right.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, and those are all my pictures too. Most of them.
Yeah, most of them. They're ones that they don't have his name at the bottom.
Yeah. I'm just so I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been doing this for a minute. I've been around.
Yeah, that was part of that connection that I had with my king is you got to have certain, like, we don't like all the same stuff at all, and that would be annoying, but there's just core interests and just beliefs that coincide. And for me, the biggest thing was I realized I need a man.
Yeah.
So I appreciate having such an incredible man in my life on a daily basis. So I'm like, if the police pull me over, I would be like all deferential. Oh, yes, Mr. Officer. Even if I can't stand him, I'm cussing him out underneath my tongue. I would still be like, okay, let me just be polite so I can get out of this. Yeah, why can't I be with my king
and be polite?
Exactly. And be polite. That makes no sense.
It's like that drunk uncle who want to cuss everybody out and be rude to the police show. All of a sudden he acts sober. Like, so he wasn't. That means that he was fronting the whole time.
Oh, who's this?
It's like that drunk out. People get drunk and want to be fighting and all that stuff like that. But when the police come around, they want to act all sober. All right, that's what I'm saying. No, we don't do that.
Yeah. Now let's see, Brother Yapo, you have a question. How can I take seriously anyone who hangs the toilet paper under?
I don't know. That's something you're gonna have to talk to your psychologist about, bro.
You funny.
I understand these things can like jam people up.
I know.
Them OCD personalities get jammed up over little things like that. I understand. It's okay.
Well, me and Brother Yapo, we got this whole battle going on.
It's okay. We got some. Take some. You need to just take some valerian root, bro. Okay. When you see the TP wrong way, just get you some valerian root. All right, maybe some St. John's wort and kind of like chillax, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to take you out of your orbit, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so D and GM Creations is saying that page was not a troll. It was an actual member of the NOI that was disputing the points that Z was making. I don't know what points you could be disputing with that.
No,
okay?
I mean, no.
And your mods couldn't handle it. No.
Oh, they could. Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. No. Oh, no. That's viable. I ain't got no problem with it.
Okay. All right.
I'm not problem. I mean, because I know they're gonna come. So maybe they do going to. It's a public forum. I might, depending on what he said, I might have addressed it. But luckily, I didn't have the chat up because I wanted to get through that and get it over with because I got to be able to say what I got to say.
I know because it winds up being distracting.
Yes.
Now the whole thing is that if you're coming in, it's your attitude. What's your attitude? If you're coming in and you're asking questions because you sincerely want a conversation, then you could ask all sorts of things.
Absolutely.
And it's not a conflict. I do not see, for me personally, anything that my king said that you would need. And maybe someone is defending the current state of the nation. But all you have to do, and this was the thing I hope that you would address also, is that the Bitcoin.
Oh.
Yeah, the Bitcoin thing. But that
I'll put my information up. Matter of fact.
Matter of fact, I
That's
can
the
go.
last slide. No, let's go to the slide.
Hmm?
Go to the
What?
slide.
Go to the slide.
The slideshow.
Oh, right here. Oh, is that the last thing there?
Yeah, go back down.
Okay. Right. This is it. Okay, but I can put the link.
Okay. Well, like I said, you can follow me. That's where you can contact me at. DM me if you got any questions. DM me, whatever. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm public figure. I'm public. I don't run away.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could contact if that person who was blocked can go to his Instagram account. Let's see. Let's come up over here and let's see. Oh, I love that. You come up right away, King. Okay.
There you go.
There you go. You could have.
You go 25,000 year cycle on Instagram, 25,000 year cycle on Facebook, 25,000 year cycle on Telegram. Like, yo, I'm around.
Yeah.
But exactly. I think a lot of people would be upset with what I'm saying. I don't know what you're talking about. A lot of people would be upset with what I'm saying because, it goes, it's just,
that's true.
That's just the way it is. I understand that. I expect that.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody not seeing, I've been doing this before. Meek Mill got this song, got a verse of this song. Young, small city, big dreams. I've been waiting on this day since I was 16. I literally was 16 years old when I got the knowledge yourself. So I've been waiting on this day since I was 16. I'm 56. All right. I've been doing this for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? 40 years. So my perspective is different. All right. I've been doing this for 40 years, man.
Okay, let's see what you're saying, Brother Yapo. Do you believe white people tolerate processed food better than our people do? I think they have, like, our melanin is a warrior force, and it is intelligent in and of itself in our bodies because we have intelligence and the individual cells have a will to live. So our melanin is not going to compromise because that's its nature. It knows its nature. Whereas white people, they don't have that force in their bodies.
Well, you have to understand that our stomachs have been around for millions of years. All right. We have a well-developed, we know what our body's already been trained for millions of years on a diet of food, whole foods, fresh foods, unadulterated foods. All right. You got somebody out of the caves that would grow up on dried leaves and salted dead carcasses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ferment, a lot of bacteria. That's what their digestive tract is used to. In fact, they got more worms in their digestive tract than you do. They got a lot of worms. We don't have as many worms on our digestive tract as they do, because they're made to deal with putrefying matter. That's the way their stomachs are designed, because that's where they grew up. And they got a baby system. They only been here 6,000 years. Right. All right. So, in other words, they're not as well defined as ours are, just genetically. All right. So what they can eat based on what their experience is different from what we can eat. It's really that simple. So they're weak boned and weak blooded, and their food is bleached out just like them. They like bleached foods, right? They like fermented foods, right? That's their diet. We didn't grow up on that.
Right.
And it's like we've trained our bodies for millions of years. So it's harder on us than it is on them. That's the key.
That's deep. I love that. And I see what you wrote, Sister Gwen. I booted them out. Scroll up to their few points. I know you. I know the people who are on my channel on regular, Sister Gwen, you are like at the top of that list. You are so sane and so patient and understanding. You want real healing. So I know the force of just the truth in you over your conduct over a friggin' decade almost. Well, no, I guess I've been up here for about 5 years, but 5 years of non-changeable. You're not flighty. You don't suddenly like, oh, wow, she's changed everything. So I know what happened. I'm just being diplomatic. And I am accepting that I also don't mind people having other conclusions. Right. And this
Yeah.
is a difficult conversation, as my
Man,
king has said.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
I ain't worried about
yeah.
that. You know, they got booted because they was out of order. All right, that's how it works. All right, you in order, you don't get booted. That's all it comes down to. So I might have booted them myself. But brother said, based on the observation, will the NOI survive Minister Farrakhan passes? It can.
It can.
But it's not going to thrive in the position it's at right now.
It's like a club.
It's going to have to be a real nation to thrive. You know what I'm saying? The nation of Islam survived the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's passing. You know what I mean? But it's a loose. It's not a tight organization like it used to be. All right. None of them are. They're usually just small. A lot of the nations, not people fight Honorable Elijah actually in small cliques. The Nation of Islam is just the big, under Minister Farrakhan, just the biggest one. Most of them are just small organizations, local organizations. So there's a lot of nations of Islam out here. All right. But they'll only be able to thrive if they become a real nation. They got to stop trying to heck onto these Arabs and start finding people that love the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and hook up with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we can form a coalition. You don't love the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? I do. Right. We have this whole base of knowledge, wisdom, understand we agree on.
Right.
But you trying to make friends impress some cats overseas where you don't even agree on nothing? Duh. Or you trying to work with Christians who don't agree on what get on? That don't make, that's back backwards. That don't even make no sense. Right. You unify family first, and then you go spread out. Right. All right. But their ego stuff, everybody got to get rid of that ego. And everybody can stop acting like they got a special connection with a God that ain't nobody else got. That's the point. That got to be put to they got to dead that shit. That's ridiculous.
Because that's the whole thing is I'm looking and I'm seeing, and I'm not saying anybody's names, but there's certain ministers, when I look at the way they're presenting themselves, is so diminished from the force of Black manhood. It's just like, what are you, 5 years old, or you're 17? You're going through your second teenage years, because it's diminished. It's definitely diminished. So I look at that, and I also, like, you haven't said it, but I'm like, I look at them peddling something that's controlled by white people, which is digital currency, and I'm like, why aren't you saying we are going to form our own company that's going to produce our own nation digital currency?
I'm sure some people are trying to do that. I mean,
I hope so.
I mean, but still, it's the blockchain. You ain't got no control over it. It's always going to be at the whim of somebody else. Culture is what keeps your economy going. Right. Peddle your culture. Not digital currency, not digital real estate, not NFTs. Peddle your culture, and you always have a cash flow. It's like, it's still simple. Right. Everybody's we got all these, a lot of people I grew up in the nation, they on this get rich quick shit. Like, this prosperity stuff. Like, you used to laugh at Creflo Dollar for that. Now all of you guys are doing that. Are you trying to get a buck?
Thank you. I needed you to say
we can't get rich and ain't no rich slaves on the plantation. All right. You can't get rich and be a slave. All your wealth belongs to the slave owner. You got to get free first before you can get wealth. Right. They doing everything's backwards. You trying to be rich in the house of your oppressor? How you gonna be? How's that gonna work? Right. You're gonna be rich endorsing the financial tools of your oppressor because you don't make no Bitcoin. So if you sell it, you selling it for them. Right. You don't have no control over that. They ain't got control over that.
You aren't opening up any manufacturing plants to
So you have to get a culture, sell your culture, you'll build the economic base from that. It's really that simple. Since you don't have no culture that you really want to peddle, you're always trying to live like white people, then you screwed. Right. The Nation of Islam already has a culture, so they just need to work on that. Yeah. And get rid of those damn leeches, man. These leeches just sucking you dry.
And every single generation convincing the members more and more that you need to have some white created sheepskin in order to have any credibility.
Absolutely. That's a disqualifier for me.
Yes, it is.
You got something from white men. No, you ain't. No.
So, Brother Yapo, you're looking forward to the sequel. So am I. Oh my God, it's so good. And thank you so much to your queen, Sister Angela, that you're reading this Black and you're enjoying it. And then let's see what D&M, what Creations is saying. Read the post that Culture maybe you'll see the aggression. No, okay, that I highly
Okay.
doubt.
No,
Yeah, oh, and that's when you, okay, there you go. And peace, brother Truth Seeker 24. It's so good to see you, King. So let's see. Culture deals with ethics, institutions, and morals. Culture lasts forever because your family relates to culture. That's the daggone right.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. And any organization got to rid itself of parasites. Just like your body got to rid itself of parasites. Any organization to be successful, you're going to have to rid yourself of parasites.
Yeah.
That means the people that use the minister's name to just suck you dry. Right? Or anybody else's name. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm cool with the minister, so I can do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo, you can't that stuff got to end, bro.
And you can see it.
They're not offering nothing.
Yeah.
All right. They're not offering anything. But they got exclusive rights to just parasite off the believers. No, emphatically no. We ain't having that no more, bro. That's got to end. I mean, that's got to end. They got to end that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But the key is, yo, like I said, that's just my word. That's just my opinion. You ain't got to agree with. Nobody has to agree with it or disagree with it. You know what I mean? But I'm just based, like I said, this is an anthropological study. Based on my studies, this is what I come up with. You come whatever you come up with.
Right.
That's your perspective.
There you go. It winds up being a whole conversation because nobody is in charge of all of what we need.
But I've been looking at this thing for 40 years.
Yeah, that's
all right. So how many years you been looking at it?
You
know what I'm saying? I've been looking at it on the inside. I look at it on the outside. I look at it from both ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know if I think I said peace to you, brother Adam Guidry. But peace. I'm saying peace again. And brother Shannon Wilmer, it's good to see you. So I guess we covered everything. I don't know how long this
is. Yeah, that's a long one.
Yeah, this is long.
Peace, family. I just want to say thank you for listening. Put my information back up. Go to that PowerPoint.
Okay, I'll go to the PowerPoint, but this way they could just click right on that and go right there.
Yeah,
but there you go.
Do it full screen. So from
right there.
Oh, no, never mind.
That didn't work.
It's all right.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, that's what you got to do. That's my contact information. You can DM me. Anybody else beefing, you can DM me. Worst case scenario, I just block your ass. But you can DM me. Ask your questions. It's all good.
There you go.
I'm approachable. I'm not on social media like you guys. You'll be on social media and be antisocial. I ain't like that. You know what I mean? Unless you just out of pocket, then I'm just going. I ain't got to answer it all.
Right.
But like I said, this is based on what I know.
Oh, and I do want to highlight Brother Z, my King's YouTube channel too. So let's see. How do I find? Oh, I know how I find that. I find that right in the comments section. Let's see. Oh, no, I don't find it there. Okay. Manage videos. I also want brother Yappa is another amazingly wise brother who is always sharing wisdom with our family. So he's another person who you're at a loss if you're not hearing what he's got to share. And right here, I'll have the link to Brother Z's channel. Let's see now. There it is right there. That's what I want. Copy link. And come on over to the chat and drop that right there. Okay. But he's most active on Instagram. Most active.
Yeah. I take the messages from everywhere.
Yeah.
Telegram, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah. Telegram is actually more for the moment. More secure.
I got a lot of data on information on Telegram that you can't get anywhere else too. So definitely look through my Telegram feed. There's a lot of information. You can download some of that stuff too.
Oh yeah.
So check that out. That's a real resource. To tell the truth. I like Telegram better than all of them, but a lot of people not on it.
Peace, Sister Mega Old School 76. I think you are a sister. You might be our brother. So my apologies to scrub all of that. Peace, Mega Old School 76.
It's been scrubbed off of YouTube. Interesting.
Wow.
I wonder. I don't know. I don't really search for YouTube like that, but I mean, I know a lot of people ain't talking about these little things, but hidden history, right?
And we couldn't even talk about all of it. There's so much.
Oh yeah, man. I'll be here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be here for 4 hours, man. I ain't got time for all that.
Yeah. All right.
Man, you ain't got time for that. You be bored to death.
All right, everybody. Peace peace, brother Nano John. How you doing? All right, to everybody, I'm gonna let my king say the last word.
Thank you, fam. Thank you for all of this. Until next time, hopefully you found something you can use. If you got any questions, you can always contact me on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Holla at me. Peace.
Peace.